What's up, YouTube? How are we doing? It is your boy Trey from Trey's Trades coming back again for another freaking Treyders podcast, episode 68. We are one away from freaking episode 69. Been doing this for a good little minute, and I appreciate the patience of everybody who was waiting for me to come back to the stream. I apologize if it took me some time. We had to get the freaking fridge and the washer and dryer installed. If I could bring my webcam out to show you guys, I would do it because I'm excited. I'm so excited to have a new fridge that's actually keeping stuff cold and a washer dryer that's actually working. So to everybody that was patient, I appreciate it. I know I was 5 minutes late, but I did get out that message just saying, hey, I'm probably gonna be a little bit late to this stream. So appreciate the patience of everybody. Hope that everyone's cooking with Crisco. We've got AMC down on the day as it sits right now, about 2.75%, and the volume is pretty significantly lower than we've seen the previous couple days. It is at 17 million as it sits right now. And I put out a video explaining kind of the psychology behind this. And I kind of want to walk you through in case you're curious as to why the volume is lower today. And it's too easy. You can read a lot about what's happening with with any given stock and the overall volume, the overall price action, just based on what the charts are telling you. What this tells me is this, right? Every single time we have a red day, check this out. So far, we've had this would be the second red day in a row. If it came to fruition, we could see a bounce. It's very, very possible. We're down only 2.5% right now, which is very easy to overcome. But anytime you see a red day, the volume is lower, which decreases that volatility, right? Because volume drives volatility, and volatility is going to drive those higher or lower price valuations, right? So with the decrease in volatility, what this tells us, that decrease in volume is coming because on red days, you've got short selling, which drives the price down, right? But on a typical red day, you'll also see people that will sell the fear. Now, what this tells me right now is that even on red days, when they are going down, apes continue to hold the stock. And that is because it is much, much, much easier to sell fear than it is to sell greed or to buy greed, right? But people love buying on green days. They love buying when it's freaking ripping, which is why you see huge spikes in volume like you saw right here, 294 million in total volume, and you see this huge wide range green candle bar. That's not by accident, right? That is a purposeful decision that is made by buyers who want to buy on pivotal moments of AMC stock. Now, the fact that it's lower in volume today and you've got a red day in the making as it sits right now tells me that it's short selling, and the majority of people are holding through that short selling, which is something that I actually don't mind seeing. I don't mind seeing that there are on red days that you have low volume, because it does decrease that volatility, and you're not as likely going to see those huge downswings. And honestly, what you should watch for is if there are huge red days and you get a downswing in overall volume, like maybe look at what you saw right here, right? That's typically an indicator that I would say most of the time comes to fruition, where you're likely going to see a pretty hard sell-off, right? So I don't mind seeing low volume on the day. That's kind of what you see rocking right now with AMC. The volume is lower on this red day, but to get back into some nice bullish action, you are going to want to see that volume go up. We are trading over the VWAP, the volume weighted average price as it sits right now. If you don't know what the VWAP is, this is just the average price that any person that has bought on the day paid for their individual stock. So that's a good sign that we see as it sits right now. And we're also continuing to respect this overall Fibonacci retracement zone that we had mentioned here in the past couple of days. In fact, it bounced off almost picture perfect the psychological level of support, sitting at about $12, which I'm pretty happy about. I don't mind seeing that. That's actually a really, really solid level of support that we're looking to hold. It did break beneath this 1229, where we have 4 different touch points in the last 3 or 4 months or so. But we're really hoping for that hold over $12. And we've got the beginning of a hammer candle, a shooting star, which could be a sign of an upcoming bullish reversal. We'll just have to wait and see. Lamp off, lamp on. This could do a little bit of a freaking bear trap action. But we just got to wait and see what today holds, right? I would not be surprised if we see a little bit of consolidation, a little bit of a flat day on AMC. But we got to keep the macroscopic grand scheme picture in terms of what you got cooking up with the overall price action. So that's kind of what we got rocking right now. The volume is a little bit lower, as you guys can see. We have a little bit of a pennant formation starting to form up. I'm going to delete this box just so that it's a little bit easier to read. You guys get the picture, though. That is the Fibonacci retracement zone that I thought we would see this bounce off of, and we're just waiting to see if that's going to end up coming to fruition. So as it sits right now, you do have a little bit of a pennant formation. You have a leveled off level of support right here at about $12.23 and a descending level of resistance. So we actually might see the beginning of this right now, but you're looking for a clean break over this descending level of resistance. You got a wide range boom candle right here that has already gotten a little bit of a break over that. So you're looking for 5 minutes of either trend continuation or consolidation to signify that we're out of this descending level of resistance, the trading sideways channel, to get a little bit of upward momentum. So we're going to see what ends up coming to fruition here, but that's actually not looking too bad. I'm not minding that in the least bit. As far as that goes, I just want to pull up the overall Ortex data and show you guys what we got cooking up here. So let me just pull this up. and show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. So the utilization, I put out a video this morning, but in case you didn't catch it, I had mentioned something about T+2, right? And this is entirely on me. I take 100% fault for misinterpreting the information. I interpreted the T+2 as affecting all of the data that we see up here on the top of the screen. The truth is that the T+2 only is relevant in terms of when the shares that were on loan get returned to their lender. There's a T+2 lag time where the lenders will get those returned shares. So this information that is updated on a daily basis is actually what you're looking at on a daily basis, and the intraday changes are actually what you're looking at on an intraday basis. However, that does not clear up and clarify to me what is actually happening in terms of the short interest change, because this is what is confusing to me. I made a video this morning. If you weren't able to check it out, I'll just give you a quick recap. The short interest has been going down here according to Ortex, but there's two things that I kind of want to point out, right? First off, we know that there is a history of hedge funds not reporting short interest in a true, meaningful way. There is malpractice and corruption that does take place in terms of reporting. And we saw that happen a couple of days ago when the utilization for AMC stock was at like 28% or something. You had a significant drop. And Ortex ended up coming out and saying, hey, we apologize for that misrepresentation of data. This was because the people who were supposed to report short interest from certain exchanges did not report their numbers. And that to me is a little bit fishy, right? I don't know if that sits very well with me. So what is weird is that according to Ortex, according to the information that's being related to these guys, the short interest is going down, but it doesn't reflect in the overall price action. And it doesn't make sense because it's as simple as this. Short interest goes down. That means that sellers, the shorters, have covered. They bought the stock back, which is supposed to shoot the stock price up, right? And I've seen this. Like you've seen it a million times. Like GameStop short interest plummeted and it squeezed up to who freaking kingdom come. BlackBerry, same thing. Microvision, same thing, right? But AMC right now, according to the short interest data, right? The short interest is going down, but it's not reflecting in the price action. So I came up with kind of two hypotheticals, and I'll give you what I think is likely and what's unlikely. I think this is unlikely. This is one of them. The unlikely scenario is that the short sellers have covered some of their stock, and there were some paper hands, essentially, in quotations, right, that sold stock at the same time, which negated the effect of what those covers would have ended up doing, right? That to me is the less likely equation. I honestly don't believe that's the case, but it could be wrong, right? I've seen the numbers. I've seen that like 95% buys and 5% sells is like the mean, the average that you see on any given day on AMC stock and what the price action indicates. The second thing to me, and I think the most likely, is something along the lines of this. So let me just pull up really quick. I want to pull up whiteboard. I want to draw this out for you. So I feel like we're looking at an equation, and to make this as simple as we possibly can, let me draw out what I mean by that, right? So as it sits right now, we're looking at an equation. 2 plus 2 is supposed to equal 4, right? So you can think of it like this. If 2 plus 2 equals 4, this would mean essentially, hey, short interest goes down, price goes up, happy ape, right? That's essentially what you're looking at. But instead we have this equation. You've got 2 plus 2, instead of equaling 4, you've got it equals 40. The equation doesn't add up. And what does this mean to me is that there's some missing variable here. We've got X, we've got Y, we've got Z. Now, obviously, if you were to calculate it out, Z would equal 36, but you get my point, is there's some missing variable in this equation that the apes and the retail investors aren't getting a full picture of. And I really do not like having to say, manipulation is the answer to everything, because that just makes it seem like we're painting the narrative for everything. But guys, I'm telling you, if it doesn't make sense, if you just do simple thought process and walk through essentially what's happening, if it doesn't make sense in a simple prospect, it's probably because there's a reason it doesn't make sense, right? Short interest going down, it by all means should drive price up. And we talked about another thing yesterday that I thought was very interesting, and it was the inflow versus outflow. And we see it again today. Once again, the inflow is actually higher than the outflow. So when inflow is higher than outflow, you're supposed to see green days. It's simple supply and demand, right? So inflow, outflow. If this is higher and this is lower, price should go up, right? But if inflow is low, outflow is higher, right? Price goes down. It's as simple as that. You've got 2 days in a row now where short interest goes down, price goes down, and the inflow is higher than the outflow, but price is going down, right? It doesn't make sense. Instead, you're seeing the inverse. You're seeing the exact opposite of what's supposed to happen in both scenarios. This, to me, these two boxes that we just checked, right? Inflow versus outflow, inflow being higher, but the price going down, doesn't make sense, right? Short interest Short interest going down, but price going down doesn't make sense. That's not how the stock's supposed to work. Last thing I want to talk about is this: institutional buyers. Right now, I made a video about it this morning, and there were some people in the comment section that wanted some clarification. I totally understand that. The 13 Fs. I've said this a couple of times, but we're just going to say it again in case you don't know. The 13 Fs regard when they were filed, not necessarily when they were bought. However, what we do know is there was a lot of huge buyers that stepped into AMC stock sometime in the last couple of weeks, months, whatever it ended up being. You've got a lot of big money that has stepped into the AMC game, hoping to make some fat, stupid tendies, right? The institutional shares right now are 121 million, according to what Fintel says. That's 27% ownership in the company. Now let's come back here to Microsoft Whiteboard and just do some quick math. We've already kind of ran through the numbers before, but I'm doing it again. Retail investors own about 333 million shares if you're to crunch 80% of the total free float, right? Institutional investors, according to what Fintel has to say right now, own about 121 million shares. Now keep in mind this is some lagging data. We don't know the actual true value of what this is, but that's what we have available to us right now, right? So percentage on loan, OL. This, according to Ortex, as it sits right now, is at about 125 million, right? 125 million right here. And just for simplicity's sake, it could be higher, it could be a little bit lower. We're just going to find the mean, the average. Actually, we'll take the worst case scenario, right? Insiders. How much do these guys own? We're just going to say 7 million. I think it's in the realm of 10 to 15, but we're going to take the low value here. So if you're going to do all this math, right? 333 plus 121, you've got 454 million shares. You add up 125 to that equation, you've got a total of 579 million shares. You add 7 million into that, and you get a grand total of 586 million shares. This is more than the overall free flow, right? It's just that freaking simple. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's simple math. This is a third or fourth, I should say, prospect that just tells me there's a lot of simple math that is happening on AMC that does not make sense. Short interest goes down, price goes down. That's not how the equation works. Inflow is higher than outflow, but the price goes down. That's not how the equation works. Huge institutional buyers and huge money that steps into the stock, and you've got more actual shares circulating or owned than should be available to the free float, right? It doesn't make sense. That's not how it works. There's just too many stars that are aligning here for AMC stock for me to believe for one freaking flat second that this is just the end. This is just exactly what it is. It doesn't make any sense. That's corruption. That's malpractice. That's manipulation to a T. There's way too many signs. Like I'm telling you, I'll be called stupid and crazy 1 million billion times for all I care, because it's just that simple. I mean, there cannot be any way millions of retail investors and apes out there who have done the math, who have done the research, who have done the DD are wrong about this. I just can't believe it. Not a dead cat. It just can't be. I just don't believe that for one freaking second. But while I was ranting, while I was away, while I was doing this math and trying to show you guys my thought process and my hypothesis behind why AMC is a freaking good buy, a good squeezable stock, we have gotten the beginning of a pretty solid ascending level of support right here. That's looking good. So this descending level of resistance, this pennant channel got broken through, which is looking pretty good. We're well over the VWAP, the volume weighted average price right now, and we're looking to see if we can clear over that 200 exponential moving average as it sits right now. But we're actually getting a little closer to green on the day, down about 1.89%. And that's kind of what I've got for this this overall freaking introduction to what we've got cooking up on AMC. I know that was a long 12 minutes, but the volume is definitely picking up too with that nice push that we saw. 249,000 here, 289,000 right here. A little bit stagnant right here, but this is, I think, consolidation right over that 200 exponential moving average, acting as the level of resistance. But this is what we're looking at on the day for AMC. Matt Coors tweet. What do you have out? Let's check it out. I am streaming this morning. Hey, Elon Musk, I think you would really appreciate the movement going on in the AMC community. It's worth a quick check because millions of people are fighting for market fairness and transparency. There it is, man. Elon Musk. I don't think it's a good idea to bet against movie theaters. Adam Aaron. There we go. That's a good thing to retweet, man. I know a lot of people were a little bit frustrated. Honestly, I was too. I was pretty frustrated with what Elon Musk did there with that tweet. I saw it. For anybody that doesn't know, Elon Musk basically put out a tweet saying that he imagines that all movie theaters are dead right now, essentially. I like Elon Musk, so it pains me to see that he has that perspective for sure. That's not something I really enjoyed seeing. I got to be completely, I mean, honest, obviously people aren't going to want to see that. Let's see it. It was down here. So abandoned theater posted on May 19th from deserted places. And Elon Musk responded with, "This is how I imagine most theaters are these days." I'm going to retweet with Elon Musk. Unpopular opinion. Have you been to a movie theater recently? I've gone 10 times in the last month, and they're pretty full every time I've gone. There we go. So anywho, that's kind of what I've got for this introduction. All the things that I want to address at the immediate part of this video, but appreciate everybody tuning in. Hope everybody's having a freaking solid day. I know that we were right on the day, but I'll tell you what, you need to appear strong when you feel weak, and weak when you feel strong. That was a quote that I feel was pretty important to be able to bring up here. I did retweet Matt, for anybody wondering. Ditch the tank tops. Yeah, this is a freaking Gorilla Gang shirt. I dig this thing. I absolutely love it. We all need to tweet Mr. Beast to join the AMC team. I've tweeted at him before. Trey's mustache. I love that, dude. That's a cool name. That's a cool name. Some of us have little kids and they love going to the theater. Absolutely, Jay. Absolutely. I love the movie theaters. I go all the time. And every time I go, I make sure I stop by the concessions and get freaking mad popcorn. I get the biggest popcorn. Even though I only finish like a third of it, I get freaking Diet Coke and I get myself some Milk Duds or Sour Patch Kids. Those are my go-to. Those are my go-to candies. Absolutely. Tell everyone to tweet AMC Strong to Elon Musk. Hey, well, if you want to do it, you feel free to do so. You feel free to do so. I'll tweet it out right now. AMC Strong. You know what it is. Tweets and replies. I think it was down here. There we go. All righty. Sour Patch Kids, let's go. All right. Hey, what evidence is there that they need to cover synthetic shares? Can they be tracked back to the creator? And on what basis will it be enforced? BR. So synthetic shares, or basically naked short positions, right? Failure to delivers, that sort of thing. Where does the math come into the equation for that piece of things, right? So let's just draw this up and give you guys my thoughts and my thought process on that in the very least, right? So what happens here is essentially you have market makers and hedge funds that create shares, or basically IOUs, to cover cover their butts, right? Because they don't have actual shares. So if there's 100 million shares that a typical market maker has, they can have these sent out already, right? But if they don't get any of these returned, what they can do is this. If this is market maker right here, and they're expecting 10 million shares to come back at some point in time to this total of 100 million, they can send out 10 million shares of IOU stock, right? Not the actual stuff, basically synthetic, right? To another investor with the anticipation of these 10 million shares coming back and then destroying the IOUs and replacing it with 10 million actual shares. What ends up happening is this. They create 10 million shares and they don't ever get rid of the IOU stock. So you just have a crap ton of IOU out on the market. IOU here, IOU here, IOU here, IOU here, and these all get sent into the market, whether it's a short order or a buy order. We don't know, right? There's no way to know for sure what the actual math comes out to. But what I will say is this. In every transaction, there is a buyer and there's a seller. There's somebody that's offering a good, and there's somebody that is offering money or compensation for that good. So as the person who held up on our end of the deal, we get a lot of that synthetic stock, the IOU, right? The buyer right here. This is Tendy Man. Tendy Man wants to go to freaking Chicken Church and eat some beautiful, freaking crispy breaded chicken from Popeyes, right? And he gets IOU stock instead. So this is the buyer. He offers money in exchange for stock, but instead of stock, he gets IOU, right? We held up on our end of the deal. Now, when the freaking script flips, what ends up happening is this. There's a buyer and a seller once again. Now, we held up our end of the deal, but the problem is that we were sent out IOU stock, and we need to be compensated for the stock regardless of whether it's real or it's not, because we held up our end of the deal in the first transaction. So what you get that happens now is you've got freaking Tendy Man over here, who is now the seller, and you've got Hedgie over here, who is now the buyer, and he needs to pay for the synthetic stock. Now, if the numbers were to get exposed, if people were to find out the exact numbers on actual naked shorts that exist on the market, that would definitely hugely impact how much people are going to be able to make off of this IOU stock. But at the end of the day, what happens is we offer a product and they offer money in compensation for that product when the time comes. Now, I don't know if this will be market maker, if it's going to be the NSCC's insurance policy, if it's going to be hedgy, right? There's a lot of different people who are going to end up footing that bill. But at the end of the day, some of these people are going to end up footing the bill. They have to pay what we want for either IOU stock or actual stock. Like, if you don't know what we hold, there's no way for you to actually know that, unfortunately. But you get compensated, right? And the thing is, once they crack down on it, and they have to eventually, I mean, they can't continue to do this forever. Eventually, they get caught. That's as simple as it is. You keep pissing on an electric fence, eventually you're going to get electrocuted. And if they keep sending out IOU stock, because I've seen this argument, I've seen this thought process, and I get it. It totally makes sense. Is, well, if they can just keep doing this forever and ever and ever, how do we ever win? And the thing is that they can't keep doing this forever and ever and ever. And my freaking hypothesis and my example for you is look at 08, right? They did the same thing. They thought they could keep doing it forever. They kept pissing on the electric fence, and eventually they got electrocuted. So if they keep playing this game, they just keep doing it over and over and over, day after day, month after month, year after year, sending out IOU stock, right? They continue to do it for as long as they want. Eventually, they can't do it anymore. The SEC has to do something because it just appears too obvious at this point. I mean, like, as people who follow AMC, we can see what's happening here with the stock price. We can see what's actually going down. But to the common person or somebody, in the outside world, maybe it's not as apparent, right? If you're not paying attention to the game, you might not understand. It's as simple as that. So if they continue to send out this IOU stock, eventually they get cracked down on. They get zapped, they get freaking caught red-handed with their pants down, right? And they got to pay the price. And that price ultimately is going to be whatever the apes or the retail investor want for that stock. And that, to me, is what is going to trigger the short squeeze. So we'll see what that is. That's kind of what I've got for an explanation on that. I know that was long-winded, but that's been asked by quite a few people, so I just wanted to drop it down. Let's see what the stock price is. Look at this, getting a retest of 1250. We're only down about 1.07% on the day. Every time I look away, guys, I tell you what, Lamp, you're doing good. Lamp doing good. Look at this. Come on, drop Lamp in the chat. Show some love to Lamp. Show some love for Lamp because she is doing the Lord's work today. Silverback's work. This is decent. This is absolutely decent. Yes, sir. Trey, don't look. It never fails, man. It never freaking fails when I look away is when this thing starts freaking ripping. Up to 1257, 1258. The volume on the day is about 20 million, so it's actually moving off of decently low volume, but it's starting to pick up here a little bit. We are definitely trading over the VWAP, volume weighted average price. And if you look at when it was consolidating right here, just around that VWAP, not much was happening. I mean, you had 118,000, 173,000, 118, 41,000, 50,000. I mean, it was pretty decently low volume, and now it's starting to pick up. You got the beginning of a little bit of a boom, boom candle. Look at this, $12.60 as it sits right now on AMC stock. On the level twos, you've got the largest level of resistance sitting at about $12.64. Woo! Tendy Town, Chicken Church, let's go. That's looking pretty freaking tasty. I'm digging this. 6,800 shares total on this level 2, sitting at that 1264 mark, and we already pushed through it. Look at this. I can't believe I'm this excited. We finally crossed into the green. We're actually net even, up about 0.0 some change percent right now. But dang, that was a freaking boom boom candle. Look at that nice turnaround. What a beautiful reversal on AMC stock. Already up to 1270, 1271. This is a pretty decent reversal. On that 1 minute candle, we got 372,000 in volume, which isn't even that high, but nonetheless, that was the follow through. Oh, actually, it was higher, 779,000. I'm completely wrong. 779,000 in that 1 minute of volume, and it's continuing to follow through. Look at this trend continuation, guys. Look at this bounce off of that $12 level, $12.03 on this bear trap setup, up to 1280, 81. Look at the level twos. It is definitely loaded, but there's a lot of buyers that are stepping in right now. Let's look at the order flow really quick. 37 million versus 36 million of inflow versus outflow, and the equation is finally starting to make a little bit of sense. Up about 1% on the day, sitting at just under $12.80. 1280 is the intraday high. What a beautiful, beautiful turnaround we saw right there. Dang, holy Toledo. 779,000 in volume so far in this 1 minute window that we've got right here. That was a beautiful little push. That was a nice little push. Let's look at this on the 1 month chart here really quick and just compare at what we're looking at. Next, we're looking for that push up to about $13, but that was a nice little turnaround. That was a good flip. That was a beautiful, beautiful flip. Let's freaking go, baby. That George W setup. You guys are dropping the W in the chat. I freaking saw it, but that was a beautiful break over the neckline. Neckline at $12.36, and it ended up getting some boom, boom candles to fall through. We got 1 million in volume in that 1 minute. The volume's starting to pick up again. We're starting to get some people who want to buy the stock on the freaking move, and I am not too mad about that. I'll tell you that right now. That looks pretty freaking tasty. That's a tasty little rip. That was a tasty little rip. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Beautiful. AMC strong. I think it's Antana. You know what it is. Arrow. Oh, what am I doing, guys? God, what a rookie move. All of you, honestly, all of you should leave. What am I doing? I don't have an arrow drawn up. I didn't have an arrow drawn up. That is just some goofy stuff. But I'll tell you what, now we'll drop this freaking arrow, and it is going to continue to move in the direction that we want this thing to go. That's what it is. It's too simple. In case you're new here, in case you're new to the freaking Gorilla Gang, new to the ape community, this arrow is technical analysis to a T. This is as simple as it freaking gets. You draw an arrow, and typically it follows that arrow. It's factual facts. It's just science. It's not rocket science, but it is science nonetheless. I went to school for 5 years. We went to school for a year at St. Cloud State, 4 years at St. John's University in Minnesota, and I tell you what, it took me 5 years to learn how to do that. 5 years of studying hard, methodical work to learn this sort of science, but I'll tell you what, it does the trick. It does the freaking trick. Yes, sir. Can you explain what I sent you on Twitter? Diamond-handed ape. Let me take a quick peeky weeky, my man. Your name is Brandon. My best buddy's name is Brandon. Diamond-handed ape. I don't know if that's it. There's a lot of diamond-handed apes on here. Oh, is it this one? There we go. Brandon. Can you explain why this time lapse is happening? Oh, no, man. I don't think it's anything significant. That might have just been a sort of a bluff or sort of a mistake by Weeble, but I don't think it's anything significant. I don't think that's anything to be worried about in the least bit. That's just my opinion. It was a 1 second gap right there, but I wouldn't be too worried about it, especially with that little size. It honestly might have just been something as simple as the algorithm or the computers or whoever was making those things happen. They might have goofed up a little bit, but I wouldn't worry too much. Massive cup and handle forming. Let's look at this on the 1 month. Let's see. Cup, handle. That would be a disgusting cup and handle if it came to fruition, man. I mean, look at this. Look at this. That would be a huge cup, and this would be the beginning of a huge handle. I mean, that would be nastiness. That would be absolutely disgusting. Guys, look at this beautiful freaking reversal on AMC. Look at this beautiful reversal on AMC stock, guys. Holy Toledo. We went from down 4 or 5% on the day to up 1%. A beautiful 5% swing in the matter of about an hour. That's really not too shabby. That ain't too shabby at all. I'm very happy about that. Very happy about that. Let's look at the Ortex data, the Ortex tweet, I should say. Somebody said that they tweeted, so let me just pull this up. Ortex. Wasn't me. We love it. We love it. All right, Ortex. There it is. AMC strong. Ortex is one of us. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Trey, you got to get out the Wes Christian interview on YouTube. Long but incredible DD from a Wall Street watchdog lawyer. The info has to get out. Get out the Wes Christian interview. Wes Christian interview. I'm going to have to watch it, man. Who put out the video? What was the name of the YouTuber? I'm thinking tomorrow might be a real big day, payday. Us average Joes will have a little despair to put towards the cause. Yes, sir. Let's hope so. That'd be pretty filthy. That'd be pretty filthy. Sitting at $12.77 right now. The intraday high is $12.81. Looks like we're getting a test of that $12.81 mark. And then ultimately the test of about $12.96, $13 range. But that was a beautiful little turnaround, and it's holding very well. The trick here is this. When you get those huge 1 minute rip candles, you want 5 minutes of consolidation or trend continuation to follow through to signify to me that it's not a false breakout. That is a pretty big topping tail, right? So that could indicate a little bit of rejection. But the fact that it's holding up so far is a pretty good sign. I'm not too mad about that. Sports Entertainment says check out Ethereum. Ethereum got a nice little bounce here too, so I can pull it up here really fast. Let me just look at this really quick. Ethereum up 18% on the day after that massive 25% sell-off that we saw yesterday, so that's looking pretty good. I'm not mad about that. Already almost back up to about $3,000. And a big fat George W setup hooked up right here. You're looking for a break over this neckline at about $3,000. That's going to be the psychological and technical breakout level where you can see it start to make a pretty nice run again. So that's what I would watch for. 100%. Definitely. Not a dead cat. Let's go. Question of the day. If it is meant to be, it will be. And when you are ready, it will. Or quote of the day. And when you are ready, it will happen. Can you give our ape bet Katie Hickey a kachiga? Yo main man Weiler. I love that, dude. Hey, shout out to Katie Hickey. Kachiga, ka-pa-pa-pa-pa. Let's go, baby. You know what it is. You know what it is. Guys, we're excited on red days. We're excited on green days. I'll tell you what, I can't get upset about a day with AMC because the price is psychological, my friends. Absolutely 100% psychological. I'll wait this out as long as it freaking takes. You know what it is. You know what it is. Absolutely. Otto. Toledo, man. Toledo, man. Toledo, man. Holy Toledo. Look at this beautiful little push. Ask Me Anything video with Wes Christian from the Super Stonk Reddit group. Ah, there we go. There we go. So, yeah, I'll definitely have to check that out. I think it's about an hour-long video, right? So I'll have to check it out. Send you a Twitter DM regarding short interest. Look for Fuhardo. Fuhardo. Super Stonk. I'm going to have to remember that. Oh, an excerpt from the Wes Christian AMA regarding short interest. Okay. I've got that pulled up and I'll have to watch it. You guys want to see it? That's the question. If you want to watch it right now, we can definitely do that. Or you want to watch the live price action? What's the vibe? What's the freaking vibe here today? What is the vibe? Honestly, what's ever going to stop them? They can't play it forever. Look back to 2008. You keep pissing on the fence and eventually get electrocuted. It's as simple as that. Jackson put out a video. Hunter Jackson. What was it? Let's see what we got cooking. My best AMC update yet. There it is, 12 hours ago if you want to watch it. He's a good dude. Price action. All right, there we go. We can do that for sure. So right now we're sitting at 1263, a little bit of rejection here off of about $12.79. Looking for a hold over, I would say, this level of this technical level, this previous sort of what was the word for it? A sell wall that we had at about 1264. So hoping to see if we get a bounce off that and establish some new higher lows and higher highs, because that's ultimately what we're looking for, right? A continuation of trend to higher lows and higher highs. We're trading well over the volume weighted average price right now, which is a great bullish indicator. You can see that the volume has followed through with this nice move that we got up to about $12.81. We're just waiting to see if we end up getting that test of about 13 bucks or so. Lubin on the money. Yeah, Lou's made some good calls. Absolutely. Absolutely. I was hoping to see a bounce off that Fibonacci retracement zone between $12 and $12.80, and it looks like that $12 mark was pretty much spot on the nose, the level that we had to watch for. So far anyways, this shooting star candle, that level of, or that candle indicating that you might have a bullish reversal, looks like it might come to fruition. I mean, that's looking pretty good. And that retracement zone also looks like it might end up coming to fruition, but we're going to have to wait and see what ends up playing. But so far, man, I mean, this is looking pretty good. I'm not too mad. We are currently a little red on the day, down about 0.47%, but just on the cusp, guys. I mean, that is a huge reversal. That was pretty solid. Pretty freaking decent. I hope that's the biggest Buffalo Wild Wings you've ever seen. Well, you might want to call them and tell them to go to the store and order about 25,000 more wings. Yeah, so we are doing the sort of a meet and greet today at Buffalo Wild Wings at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I did tweet that out. I put it in the Discord. I got to be honest with you. I'm a little bit nervous. I'm a little bit nervous to meet everybody. I don't know how many people are going to come. I don't know what the vibe's going to be. I've never done something like that before. I got to be honest with you. It's kind of a strange concept to me that people want to sit down and eat some wings and drink some beer with me, but I'm definitely excited for whoever's coming out. So it's going to be in Fayetteville, North Carolina. There's only one Buffalo Wild Wings out there, but man, I don't know. It feels weird to me. I'm a little nervous. I gotta be honest. I'm excited, but nervous. Is Adam Aaron going to announce he will not split the stocks? So, Michael, I'm going to ask that question when we have the interview in early June. 100%. Booking my plane ticket right now. Yeah, definitely. Trey, be safe. I'll be careful, man. I mean, there's a reason I'm doing it in public, and it's because I want to protect myself and make sure, because I trust people. You know, I'm a pretty trusting guy. I try to get people the benefit of the doubt, and maybe that's not the right thing to do, but I always like to think that it's better to speak, you know, to trust my character than to judge somebody else's. You know, I like to think that there's good in people, you know, but I'm excited. I really am excited and nervous, but definitely more excited than nervous. It'll be interesting for sure. I only stopped buying AMC the day you changed that thumbnail, so you better never change it. Viva la stash. Fishbowl 801, throw a follow if you want. I have been following back some apes on Twitter here sporadically throughout the last couple of days or so, just trying to get an idea of what you guys are paying attention to and what you got rocking up. There you go. Cowabunga! Cowabunga! Yes, sir. It'll be a good time, Tracy. I'm very excited. I'm very excited. I do like AGTC still, short glitch. It's a long-term stock for me. We'll be at B-Dubs tonight. See you there. See you there, PM Jesus. I'm excited. Or Jesus. I'm not sure how you pronounce that, but... All right. Percentage... Oh, I got to scroll back up. But I saw percentage on loans something. Percentage on loan should be added into that, right? Those are loan shares that we own. Double counting those, no. So the loan shares, I don't think necessarily that we own those. Typically, those are lent out to big money, right? So they could hypothetically be lent to us. But the overall picture is that the shares on loan are shares that are typically not available to the retail investor. I could be wrong, right? If anybody knows the answer to that, I'm willing to, I've got a pretty small ego. I'm not worried about being wrong about stuff. I just want to see the documentation or the facts that say otherwise. That's just my thing, But either way, I mean, the numbers just don't add up. I'll refer to this every single time because it just does not make sense. With a free float of 150 million shares, that would mean that you had to have every single share circulate 8 times over to get 1.2 billion in volume on January 27th. That to me is just the sole thing that I will never understand. It just doesn't make sense to me. The math doesn't add up. It just doesn't add up. Tweet Mr. Beast. So I've tweeted it before. Do you guys want me to do it again? That's the thing. If you want me to do it again, I can. I definitely can. Here we go, man. You guys just let me know. So what? 1241 was just over 9,000. Just over 9,000. Let's go. You know what it is. Elon could have been poking fun at shorts. It's tough to know, man. I don't mean anything malicious in my tweet. I just don't think it's a good idea to bet against movie theaters. Or theaters in general. I don't think that they'll ever die. I mean, in my personal opinion, but like I said, I like Elon Musk. I really do. I think as far as billionaires go, he's probably the one that I respect the most and one of the most hardworking guys out there who genuinely wants to make a difference in the world. It was just kind of disheartening to see, because people would be excited if he got behind AMC theaters and what the movement stands for. So it'd be interesting to see if he changes his perspective. We'll wait and see what ends up happening. But I personally like him. I like Elon Musk. I just don't agree with his opinion in that certain instance. Let's all tweet Mr. Beast. Let's bring back drive-thru theaters. Dude, I would love that. Absolutely. I don't think I was... I don't think I saw whether you guys wanted me to tweet Mr. Beast or not. I got to scroll back up. Tweet Beast and Elon. Tweet him. Edgies are eating their paychecks. Ooh, look at this little bit of a candle. Look at this little bit of a candle. Okay, we'll tweet Mr. Beast here in a second, but I want to watch this freaking candle here first. Dang, okay. That's pretty decent. Up to $12.72. This 1 minute swing so far is about a 10-cent spread. That was a really nice candle and no topping tail at all. Nice trend continuation. Nice follow through on volume. 260,000 shares of volume followed through on that 1 minute candle. We're going to get a follow up on this candle. So far, it looks like it. Intraday high is at $12.81. Currently sitting at about $12.78. Up about 1% on the day. But this is looking pretty filthy, guys. I mean, continuously setting higher lows. Higher low, higher low. Higher high, higher high. Higher high, hopefully, is the follow through on this one. 1279, intraday high, 1281. We just saw it there for a second, 1281 there for a second. We're going to follow through in a retest of 13 bucks. That's what we're waiting to see, my friends. Holy Toledo, holy Toledo. Come on, let's get that break over 1281 to ultimately test $13. Look at the level 2, 1285. You got 5,000 shares on the sell wall, but that's really not too hard to push through if the volume follows through on it. So far, 368,000 shares of volume on this 1 minute window right here. But this is looking pretty tasty. This is looking pretty freaking tasty. I'm liking that. 5 minute looks great. Let's look at the 5 minute. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. 1283, 1284. We got the follow through there. That's looking pretty freaking decent. Let's go. 2 boom, boom candles in a row, baby. Let's get those boom, boom candles ripping. Will we get a third boom, boom candle fall through? We saw 539,000 shares of volume on this 1 minute window right here. Will we get a fall through on a 1 million share, candle of volume? Let's see. Let's just keep watching. But oh, my God. This is a nice reversal. We went from down 4 or 5% on the day to up 1.9% of the day. If you bought that dip at 12 bucks, you'd be sitting pretty freaking filthy decent right now. But holy Toledo, guys, I am not mad. I'm not mad about this in the least bit. That's looking pretty tasty. That is looking pretty freaking decent. $12.86 is the intraday high. You've got a huge spread across the ask, $12.85 all the way up to $13. It looks like, I don't know if the short sale rule is playing a part in the least bit, but we do have the short sale rule activated today, meaning that the shorts have to hit the ask. They have to short on the uptick. They can't hit the bid. They can't hit the downticks in the least bit, right? But it's looking like we got some decent buying pressure on lower volume for the day. I mean, 27 million of volume is not that high in comparison to what we've seen in the past. So a lot of buyers stepping into the game trying to get this push back up. We got 280,000, 584,000, 474,000 total volume on those last 3 minutes. So definitely getting a little bit of a surge rocking right here. Sitting at $12.90, coming up to about $12.96, 13 bucks to me is going to be that ultimate level of resistance. And it is empty on the level twos, empty on the ask. Not a lot of selling pressure there. Not a lot of selling pressure in the least bit. This arrow, dude, I'm telling you what, Lamp does the Lord's work. That is looking pretty freaking decent. Yes, sir. Look at that follow through. Heck yeah. Freaking decent. That's what's up. What a beautiful reversal we saw on the day for AMC. What is this little setup that we got right here? You have an inverse head and shoulders pattern. Head, shoulder, shoulder on the 1 minute. And you got a little bit of a bear trap setup. 2 shooting star candles. And the second one being green typically indicates an upcoming bullish reversal. And so far we got the follow through on that. New intraday high sitting at about $12.90. On the R side, we saw a peak up to about 73. Are we going to see a little bit of a 5-minute pullback? We'll wait and see. But overall, guys, I mean, this is looking pretty decent. That ain't bad at all. That is pretty tasty. Looks like people were trying to buy that dip, baby. All right, Trey's Goku and his moving his spear bomb there is going to F-Citadel up. Every share matters, just takes time. I wouldn't call myself Goku, man. Goku is a freaking G. He is the absolute, he's cool stuff. I like Vegeta more, I got to be honest with you, but I would say maybe like a Krillin. Maybe like a Krillin. Good morning, keeper of the lamp and drinker of the Subway cup. I made a Twitter just to tweet something at you. BM right. Let me take a look at that real quick, my man. Let's see. Do you want to go do karate in the garage? Yep. Absolutely. Yeah, man. We love karate in the garage. All right. So let me throw a quick tweet out, like everybody was saying, to Mr. Beast. I've tweeted him before. I'll do it again. We'll just see if he says anything. AMC Strong stands for equality in the market space and the war for the market of the apes. What's a good way to say this? The little guy, retail investors are looking for rewriting history and leaving a legacy of free and improved free market. Would be sick to see you get behind this. You guys let me know what you think of that. You guys let me know what you think of that, and we'll give it some time to ponder on, and we'll send that out. But we're sitting at $12.87 right now, guys. $12.90, that intraday high. We got 5 minutes of consolidation here on the 1 minute chart, guys. That is looking pretty freaking decent. It's good. Do it. Love it. See what everybody says. I think it's pretty decent. I tried to make it Bro, pretty well-rounded, but we'll see. We'll tweet that out. That's the second time that I've tweeted at Mr. Beast as per request of the overall apes. What you guys want? That's as simple as it gets, but appreciate it, guys. We'll see what happens. If he responds, let everybody know. Or you guys let me know, I suppose. I probably won't I probably won't see it. But thank you, guys. Maybe the same as Elon saying his stock overpriced. That could be it. That could be it. Because he's got some pretty interesting backward psychology. I think he's a pretty intelligent man. Trey's washer. No! You gotta be kidding. How do you guys come up with this stuff? You guys are so quick to the ball. You guys are so quick to the ball. You guys are so quick to it. Tweet Elon. I already did during the day here. But I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Move the arrow? Oh, you're right. So far, this arrow has been doing us pretty freaking decent. You know what I'm going to do? I think a mistake that I make is that I move the arrow instead of drawing a new one. So we got to follow through with a new arrow. This is an art. I'm telling you. It's a science, but it is also an art. It is a big art for sure. Moving her up. Well, that looks super goofy. We got to fix that. Boom. Let's see that follow through to get that test of $13, $12.96, $13 range is ultimately what I'm watching for. And notice how the level 2s on the ask don't look as atrocious and disgusting as they usually do. I don't know if the short sale rule actually makes a difference or not, because we know there's corruption, we know there's malpractice in the way that this stock is traded. But so far, we've got some really beautiful price action on the day, almost up 2%, $12.90 the intraday high. We're sitting at $12.90 right now. I think I saw $12.91 there for a second, but we're looking for that break of $13. That is the next psychological level of resistance. So we're gonna move this up to that $13 range and see if we get a nice follow through. But you're looking for another freaking boom boom candle. $12.92 here is a new intraday high. It is following through. Let's see if we get some nice volume to surge along with this. 301,000 shares of volume to get up to that $12.90 candle. $12.92 the intraday high. Let's see how this volume goes. If we get 500 million or 500,000 plus on this 1 minute window, $12.94 here, $13, $12.95, $13 is this level of resistance that we're watching for on the level 2s. Not a lot of resistance. I mean, you got a little bit of size on the ask, but it's really not that bad. I mean, it looks pretty freaking tasty. This looks tasty. This is a rip that I think we could pull off, especially considering how small the sell walls are. $12.96. $12.96. Are we going to get the follow through? $12.97, $12.98 there for a second. We're coming up very close to $13, my friends. Very, very freaking close to $13. Look at this starting to go. $12.98, $12.98. We're going to get $12.99 at $13. You're looking for a hard follow through and the volume to surge up well over $13. You're looking for $13.04, $13.05, $13.06. If we get that nice follow through on the volume, you're looking pretty freaking tasty. I mean, this is chicken church to a T. $12.99. $12.99. We're 1 cent below the psychological barrier of $13, and a rip over that is going to bring us to the next psychological barrier of $13.25. I'm betting you we're pretty dang close. In fact, we have to be out of that Fibonacci retracement zone. If we look at this on the 1 month candle, this is probably going to look like a pretty tasty reversal. That looks like a very tasty reversal. Look at this. Look at this nice double bottom setup that we got at that $12 mark, $12.25 mark on the level 2s. You have a huge shooting star candle and then an engulfing candlestick pattern reversal bull trend. That is looking nice off of low volume on the day. $12.99 is the new intraday high. We got a little bit of a 1 minute pullback, but holy freaking Toledo, my friends. 521,000 shares of volume on this 1 minute. We got a nice, decent follow through, right? But it's setting itself up, still establishing those higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher high, 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 high. Right? It's continuing to continue. It's marching on. It's freaking marching on. That's some freaking chicken church, baby. Let's go to the Kraken Kingdom. Ooh, ooh. We love to see it. You love to see it, dude. Let's go. All good for tonight. And favorite wing flavor, mango habanero all day, baby. Christian, I will be there. I'm going. My favorite flavor is probably spicy garlic. I used to work at Buffalo Wild Wings for about 5 years. I served and bartended, and they've actually got something called the Devil Slayer sauce, and it's parm gar and spicy garlic mixed together. And that was probably my favorite, but it's a good. I dig it. I dig it for sure. Take a picture of your screen. Oh yeah, I definitely should. I definitely should. All right, check this out. Technical analysis is simple. Let's tweet that bad boy out. Technical analysis is pretty difficult stuff. You have to figure out how to draw up arrows, how to make them look nice. No, I'm playing. It's pretty simple stuff. Arrows pointing up equals boom boom candles. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Flash that lamp, turn this ish around. Bam, bam, chicken wham. Wombo combo. Let's slam these guys and get that freaking $13 mark. Up 2% on the day, my friends, my family, my fellow Gorilla Gang. Holy Toledo. This is looking good. 13 by end of day. I think you're right, man. I think you're right. I think $13 could happen in the next 5-10 minutes. I mean, the way this is ripping here so far, it's got a beautiful, beautiful ascending level of support as it sits right now. 1, 2, 3, 4 different touch points, right? Continuing to ride this, you've got a nice setup for this test of 13 bucks. Intraday high at $12.99, a little bit of rejection, right? But it's still holding. This is what I love to see, right? So the rips are not being immediately sold off. They're either getting trend continuation or consolidating, right? That 5-minute follow through is a game changer. I've said that time and time and time again over the last couple live streams. That is the difference between true rips, true breaks through resistance, and a false breakout. You just want the trend continuation, right? You're looking for those 5-minute follow through candles, and we're getting them, which is absolutely beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, Amelia. Check out PRPO. What do you think? So I'll check out PRPO really fast here. I've covered it here in the past. It's up 21% on the day. Dang, look at that. It finally broke out of this downtrend. So if I'd seen this 2 days ago, I would have said, hey, it broke out of the downtrend. At this point, it seems like it's a better buy, right? So what we were looking for essentially is a break out of this descending resistance, descending level of support. And now it got that clean break and it's finally on the upswing. So I'd say if you take a position in this, if you already have one, right, I'd just ride it until you get trend discontinuation. But this is looking pretty good on the day, yeah. I mean, if you're holding a position, I'll continue to hold it at least for now until you see a sell-off or it gets back underneath the VWAP for a significant amount of time. But it looks good, for sure. 100%. Hyaku Pacento. Thank you, Lee Roberts. Is 1450 still a magic number? 100%, John. That's the technical breakout level at 1450. That's what you're looking for. Love the shirt. This was sent to me in the mail. So for anybody that wants to read it, I don't know who sent this, but I'm very appreciative of you for doing it. It says, well, I can't read, but Gorilla Gang, buy and hodl. You know what it is. You know what it is, dude. I love it. Thank you, Lee. Essential Hard Worker says 517. They suspend Dark Pool in New York Stock Exchange. We ripped to $15. 518 lifted suspension, closed at $12. Triggered SSR yesterday, making no sense. They're going to use Dark Pool today while selling actual shares they have to make it seem like we are selling off. So those dark pools and the over-the-counter trading is not very well regulated. It's pretty freaking, it's strange stuff. The thing about that dark pool trading, the OTC trading, is it's so unregulated and they tell so little about it that we don't really know the malpractice that's taking place there. But I will tell you this, there's vested interest by the people who manage that. Like, so Citadel, who's short on multiple stocks, they're long on AMC right now, supposedly, but short on stocks, AMC and GameStop for quite some time. They manage a lot of the transactions that go through the dark pool market, which to me is vested interest. So they could take transactions that we are filling, right, and double dip. They could send us our stock or IOU stock and take the actual stock and short it into the market. We just don't know. I mean, I don't like that idea. That's just freaking goofy. It shouldn't happen that way. It's so strange. It's so strange that's how the market works. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like you can have vested interest in that sort of situation. Like, that's why when investigations happen, you have a third party who has no vested interest towards the alleged and the accuser. That's as simple as it is. Like, because you can't have vested interest in any sort of, situation like that, because it can affect the way that the result ends. I'd have cool shirts if someone would fix their merch store. Oh, I'm working on a Gator. I promise. I promise. We're going to have a new one up very soon. Let me check my phone. All right, so no answer yet, but when it happens. I'm curious what Tiblio has for AMC. Tiblio. So let's look at this. Option screeners. Long calls. I wonder if they've got anything on AMC. So what these guys do essentially is they use different algorithms and data to give you good opportunities for call options. And I don't see anything on AMC. I'm hoping to see it. I'm hoping to see something on AMC, Microvision, GameStop, that sort of thing. Implied volatility gaps. Nothing here yet either. Not that I'm seeing. Covered calls. I see that they had AMC for covered calls before, but I don't really like playing covered calls that much. They've got AMC. Yeah, they've got AMC and Mara as covered calls, but that's not my cup of tea. I want to see AMC pop up for a long call because they base this off of basically algorithm trading, like the data. So if we get a backup essentially on the algorithm stuff, that'd be pretty interesting to see, but we'll wait and see how she plays out. Still respecting this ascending level of support on AMC, which is looking pretty tasty. I'm not minding that. How is GameStop holding up in comparison? GameStop is also up about 2% on the day. Let's look at the order flow. $34 million of inflow, 27 of outflow, up 2% on the day. Makes sense. AMC, you've got 87 million and 69 million. So finding a little bit of a gap up here in terms of the order flow distribution. Inflow is about, what does this come out to? 79. So about 18 million difference between the inflow and outflow, which would make sense as to why we see a nice green day. But what's interesting to me is that GameStop's inflow outflow difference is 34 versus 27 million, and it's actually up more on the day. And this has been a trend that's continued at AMC stock for, I would say, like a week, man. I mean, that's looking pretty. I just don't know if I understand it. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, we had higher inflow than outflow earlier in the day, and we were red. You know what I mean? Like, that sort of stuff just doesn't, it's not supposed to happen that way. Strange stuff, man. Facebook group is not deleted. Admin made group private. Oh, good to know, Roy. To be honest with you, I'm not in there a lot. I'm not in that Facebook group a lot. I'm part of a lot of different groups. And it's like, if I was to read through everything that was posted at every single Discord, every single Facebook group, every Twitter group, I would never sleep. I'd be up 24 hours a day. Like, you guys are going nonstop, doing a lot of freaking work. So I appreciate everybody immensely. That's definitely not what it is. But at some point in the day, I got to sleep and eat. You know what it is. SEC published 217 million FTDs for AMC. What's your thoughts? So those failure to delivers are FTDs. If you're not familiar with what it is, I'll draw this up for you. We'll come over to the handy dandy Microsoft whiteboard. I know that you guys love when I hop on this thing. It's a lot of fun. I'm doing this with my mouse. I know I should buy one of those tablets. I've got a Best Buy in the area, so maybe I'll just stop by Best Buy at some point today and pick one up. But failure to delivers, right? We're just going to give you a failure to deliver 101, and we'll walk you through essentially what this all is. So failure to delivers is when the people who write up options contracts fail to deliver on options that have been exercised, right? So let's say that you have 10,000 call options that expired in the money last Friday, right? And all 10,000 of these decided to get exercised. Well, since each call option contract, you add 2 zeros, right? You've got a total of 10 million total, well, you got to move the comma, but you get the point. 10 million total shares that need to be exercised. They need to be bought and delivered, right? So when these don't actually get delivered, and instead they were to send out 10 million, what you would call... Why am I doing this so goofy? Well, let's do this. 10 million. So 10 million IOUs instead. These are failure to delivers because they failed to deliver on 10 million shares of actual stock. So this is what a failure to deliver is if they don't have the actual stock in their reservoir to send out for call options that have expired in the money. So what ends up happening is these accrue over time, and this actually inflates the overall supply of the stock. It goes up, right? So if the supply goes up, this creates synthetic selling pressure on the stock, and this is obviously problematic. So since the SEC published 217 million FTDs for AMC, we don't know if these are still presently on the market or not, right? I'd have to look at the overall date on that. If anybody has the date, let me know. But these are 217 million shares that got failed to deliver. Now, I can't tell you if they delivered all this in IOU or if they just didn't send out the shares in general. But typically, if you exercise, your options and you held up at your end of the transaction, just thinking about this logically, right? And you get sent your stock, you'd have to think that the majority of this 217 million failures to deliver is an IOU, right? So this is a pretty significant number. And I think that I actually saved something here earlier in the day. Let me look at my quick access really quick. Screenshot. Yeah, here it is. So we always talk about FTDs, but nobody checked the data, so I did. SEC publishes these data within the last 12 months. 217 million AMC FTDs were created. AMC failure to delivers are 19th most created. This is 1.6% of total AMC volume, and it's massive. Please make it public. So that is a lot of failure to deliver. Now, this doesn't mean that that's just all that's circulating on the market right now, but it says over the last 12 months. So over the last 12 months, 217 million failures to delivers were created, which to me indicates that they have a piss ton of stock that they can't deliver, right? They're not able to hold up on their end of the deal. Whether it's just that they hold stock and they want to send it out, or they're all out. Like, you know what it is? Essentially, it's just a huge piece of the equation that's disgusting. I mean, it's just another confirmation as to what we're talking about. The fact that there's not stock that's existing. Who knows that's actually trading on the market? Who knows what the actual share count is? I mean, there's just too many things lining up. I mean, I just don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see how can we all be wrong, you know? That's just another confirmation. But who knows? Piss. Who knows? John Doe 004. The DTCC 004 pass? Well, I'll just look at the website. 006. 005, 006, 004. There it is. Amend the recovery and wind down plan. NSCC 2021-004. Looks like it was possible. Let me just check. SEC approval notice / Federal Register notice. So let's look at this. Or we want to see the DTCC. Yeah, the DTC. Amend the recovery and wind down plan. Amend the recovery and wind down plan. So let's look at this federal release really quick. The proposed rule change consists of amendments to the R&W plan to reflect business and product developments, make certain changes to improve the clarity of the plan, remove provisions covering certain business as usual actions, and make certain technical corrections as described in greater detail below. I might be... Let me look at the DTCC website again. I want to make sure I've got the right one open. Because I've covered 004 in the past, but I don't remember a reading like that. Can anybody back that up? You guys let me know. OCC? Yeah, that's what I thought. I was going to say, I don't remember even reading that. There we go. That's better. Appreciate it, guys. See, this is what's freaking sick about the Gorilla Gang. Apes together strong. You know what it is. I'm a simple smooth brain. So OCC 004 has been approved today. This is it right here. So on March 19th, the Options Clearing Corporation filed with the Securities and Exchange Commission the proposed rule change of OCC 2021-004. Background would change IMP 02 to OCC Rule 1104 in order to clarify and streamline the process of onboarding clearing members and non-clearing members as potential bidders in future auctions of a suspended clearing member's remaining portfolio. Under the current rules, following the suspension of any clearing member, OCC may take a number of steps designed to reasonably ensure that the clearing member's suspension is managed in an orderly fashion. Such steps may include liquidating the remaining collateral, open positions, and/or exercise matured contracts of the suspended clearing member. Beautiful. 1104 clarifies that OCC may elect to use one or more private auctions to liquidate all or any part of a suspended clearing member's remaining portfolio. In this context, the term private auction means an auction open to bidders who are invited by the OCC, in which such bidders submit bids on a confidential basis. Let's go. Each of these filings that continues to get approved and roll through the freaking the waterworks, guys, is just slowly but surely cracking down on some of the malpractice and things that are happening here. So essentially what this is doing, I think the big sense right here is this, right? In this context, the term private auction means an auction opens to bidders who are invited by the OCC, and in which such bidders submit bids on a confidential basis, essentially on collateral, open positions, and or exercise / matured contracts, the remaining of portfolios, right? So that's pretty interesting. May elect to use one or more private auctions to liquidate all or any part of a suspended clearing member's remaining portfolio. So members of the clearing corporation, right, they can essentially liquidate and have auction on their liquidation, which is pretty fascinating stuff. I mean, it's just cracking down on an already good rule, which I'm liking to see. All the bots in here are cracking me up, says Brandon. You love seeing it, man. I love seeing that. Oliver. Hey man, everybody deserves a seat at the table. If you don't agree with what I say, that's totally cool. You can dig into me all day long. Where I draw the line is this: if you rip on my community, or if you attack other people that are watching the live stream, that's it. I draw the line right there. That's not what I stand for. I don't do it. Apes together strong. It's as simple as it is. You can attack me all day long, and I'll take it. That's too easy. Don't attack my community though. And that's not happening. I'm not dealing with that. Please take a look at Josh James' newest tweet about Barclays. Let's see what we got cooking up from Joshua James. Let's try to light on Barclays for a second. Barclays is one of Citadel's clearing brokers. Make sure trades are settled. Has recently been fined for inaccurately reporting large amounts of options to the exchange. Paper trail of fraud everywhere. Ooh, interesting. Interesting. It's pretty freaking strange to me that Citadel, who has been caught and known to be fraudulent and malpractice and corrupt in the stock market, has a clearing broker who also does the same thing. Wow, it's almost like they might not be reporting options right, or they might not be reporting short interest right. Interesting. It's almost like Citadel, who malpractices and practices corruption on a regular basis, has subparties who malpractice and corrupt also. Interesting. Joshua James doing some silverback DD. True asset within the community, brother. There we go. Where there's smoke, there's more smoke. Oh, absolutely, man. Absolutely. You misspelled Citadel. It's Citadel. Fix it for you. Hey, appreciate that. All right. Things that make you go, Trey is on Twitter fire this AM. Hey man, I'm just calling it how I see it. Move the arrow? Absolutely. So it did end up breaking this ascending level of support. That's what we got cooking up right now. But the level 2s don't look too bad. I mean, the volume is lower, so it's definitely going to take more overall pressure to push through these walls, but you're not seeing huge slaps in any direction, right? So you're not seeing like those 20, 30, 40, 50,000 walls at like 12, 80, 85, 13 bucks, whatever it is. It's staying pretty barren. I mean, it's just an even spread across the ask. Going to the movies twice a month for over 30 years. It has been my refuge from everyday monotony. I will not let it die. Not going anywhere. Jax, I know what it is, brother. I forgot some of my best memories of my life were when my pops was still around. Actually, it's going to be the 6th anniversary of when he died on May 28th. Coming up here pretty quick. Time flies, man. Time flies, but anyways, something that we always used to do, and like some of the most fun we had was two things. We would always go ice fishing. We'd sit out on the lake and we'd freaking drink beer and chill out and have a good time. And the other thing is we'd go to movies. Like he was a huge fan of Marvel movies, and I remember watching Iron Man with him. And I know Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles isn't a Marvel movie, but we watched that too. And those are some of the best memories I ever had, man. He was such a weeb. I absolutely love that stuff. And you can't replace experience. You can't. You just can't replace experiences. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. I have $150 to spend today and buying at small chunks. Absolutely, brother. That's the way to do it. Average in your position. Average in your position. That's it's going to get you the best overall dollar cost average, in my personal opinion, right? And it's going to contribute to sustained buying pressure on the stock on any given day. Remember, draw a new one, not move it. Oh, dude, I messed up. You're right. You're absolutely right. So this is going to be my guess. This is my guess. What do we think we're going to see? I'm hoping for a bounce off of this level right here, this level of support, to ultimately come back and retest $13 sometime intraday. We're still green on the day, green about 0.3%. So that's a nice turnaround. I mean, ultimately, if we had green on the day, I'm super satisfied with that. Freaking 10 days in a row, and 9 of them were green, 1 was red. All day long, I'll take that. All day freaking long. My dad and bro and I went to the movies all the time. He took me to see Jurassic Park when I was 3, lost it 4 years ago this September. Hold those memories close. You know what it is, Tracy? You don't lose the memories. That's how they stand with you. Absolutely. I love Jurassic Park too. I absolutely do. We loved it for sure. Who could be more beneficial for AMC, Bezos or Elon? Well, I think, or Bezos, I should say. I think Elon controls, or he has more leeway with the way that people, react to market conditions, I should say, and climate. So probably Elon, but it'd be very difficult to get either of them on board. Ultimately, they have to make that decision on their own. I mean, they're pretty active on Twitter, at least Elon is, so I'm sure he sees the stuff about AMC, but ultimately it's just going to come down to if he wants to do it or not. I don't understand how the pre-market and after hours work. Who gets to participate in what, and why is it even around? So pre-market and after hours, it depends on your brokerage. So like Webull, for instance, will allow you to trade immediately at pre-market open and all the way up until after hours close. But it's just basically a pre-trading opportunity to make money or not make money, whatever you want to do, on the less volume moves. And the thing about pre-market and after hours is it doesn't always reflect on what will happen in the regular market hours. So you can see nasty rips like we saw in AMC. Like it ran up to $15.80 in the pre-market a couple of days ago, and then sold off in the after hours, and then the pre-market it sold off, and then just stayed flat for the rest of the day, right? So this doesn't always indicate something that's going to happen on any given day during the regular market hours. I would be more impressed if it holds 1450. If it came out of the pre-market holding 1450, you'd have a pretty good shot at this moving up afterwards. That was the problem, is it didn't hold 1450 in the pre-market. But it's just basically an opportunity for people to buy and sell. And another difference too is you don't get the volatility halts, right? So you can get volatility halts if you go up more than 10% in a 5-minute window on any given day during the regular market hours, but they don't have that during the pre-market or after hours, right? So it's an opportunity to make some money without those halts, either to kill momentum. I personally believe that AMC is going to make some of its most major moves during the pre-market and after hours. I've been saying that for a couple of months. And I think that because volatility halts aren't going to be a problem. That, and you don't typically see as much shorting in the pre-market or after hours, at least from what we've seen so far. Jose, it didn't hold because people sold, right? So it could be a combination of that, but I think also that it was shorted because you can't short in the pre-market and after hours. I don't still think it's algorithmically shorted like we saw, that we see throughout the day. Personally, this is my thoughts. Who knows what the actual answer is? It's just speculation. But I think that was a purposeful attack by hedge funds and shorters to push it down in that pre-market. I think they saw it get out of control in the after hours. They saw the pivotal move over $14.50, and they decided that morning to basically unload the ammunition and to drop the freaking hammer. They tried to push that thing down. I mean, because you can't short in the after hours and pre-market. We've seen some of those late day memes where like Citadel and Melvin Capital and different hedge funds were open late on the weekends doing crazy things, and you better believe that these guys are coordinating and making decisions and attack plans, because that's what they do. The same way that apes and retail investors come up with strategies and hypotheses and like their own way that they want to get things done. Hedge funds do the same thing. They 100% do. They gotta defend their battle station essentially. Inflow versus outflow. Why aren't we talking about this? I've talked about it, man. I've tweeted it out. The inflow is 87 million and 69 million outflow. And you look at GameStop, it's a much closer equation, but it's actually more green on the day. And typically the larger difference between those two numbers, the more green you are. That's just typically how supply and demand works. So I'm very confused by why inflow and outflow is looking the way that it is, but I don't have an answer for you. I really don't. I tweeted it out, hoping that maybe I'd get one, but I haven't heard anything. Thank you, Thayer. I appreciate that. Trade inflow has been higher than outflow for months in the price drops. These hedge funds do whatever they want with no oversight. What's the end game? The end game is that all the corruption and fraudulence gets cracked down on, ultimately, in my personal opinion. Either that or we get a huge critical breakout over a technical level like 1450, and FOMO buying drives it way out of control. And a lot of these freaking naked shorts have to get covered, essentially. In theory, could a class action lawsuit of Apes against the SEC for blatant manipulation force their hand to step in quicker? It's going to be a really tough lawsuit to win. And this is the problem, is that lawsuits can be drawn up for a very long time, and game strategies for lawsuits. I mean, I'm a young kid. I'm 23 years old. I get it. I don't know. I turned 24 in June 21st. But there's sometimes instances where lawsuits will just get drawn out in hopes that the party that is trying to sue this other party will run out of money, and then you've got no case because you can't afford to pay. At least unless you want to self-defend or self-accuse. But good luck with that. So it comes down to a money thing, a liquidity thing for me. And the SEC right now is paying people like $25 million. They're paying whistleblowers $25 million to come out and say things about certain hedge funds. So I'll tell you what, I don't have $25 million. I don't have that kind of money. By myself anyways. I just don't know if that's something that we could win. I got to be honest with you. I mean, it's possible. It's definitely plausible. But it would take a lot of people with a lot of liquidity. It'd take a lot of people for sure. Today is National Be a Millionaire Day. Hector, is it? Is it actually? Let's find out. National Be a Millionaire Day. Is that a real thing? Thursday. Hey, how about that? I think it is. I think it's Thursday of every... is observed on May 20th every year to celebrate the idea of becoming a millionaire. Look at that. May 20th. It is. It's National Be a Millionaire Day. That lines up pretty nice. How about that? You are 23, but you are an old soul. You may have been here many times. You're incredible at what you do. Thanks. I appreciate that, Nana. I'm a young kid, though, and I know that sometimes my age shows and my lack of experience shows, but I'll own it every time. I'm never gonna pretend that it's not there. Like, there's a lot of things that I haven't seen in the world, and I'm not gonna know the questions to ask until they present themselves to me, but I'll continue to ask the questions and just get better as I can. That's as much as I can do. All right. Do you think it is possible to retest 1450 today, or is it unlikely and we'll gradually climb up back to that? I think it's going to be tough to retest it today. I think $13, if we get over that, you can see a test of 1350, maybe $14, but it's going to take a lot of volume to fall through. And the problem is that on low volume days, you just don't have as much volatility. So we really are hoping that the volume continues to spike. I'm looking for a bounce off the support line at about 1265 to retest $13. If you get a clean break over $13, that's the beginning. I mean, that's an opportunity to get started, but it's just going to take some work. It's going to take a little bit of work for sure. Have you thought about a hashtag like SEC corruption or market manipulation to try and shine more light on stuff? The more people know equals harder to ignore, says Rated. I've considered it, but so in my position, I have to be very careful about false accusations against large groups. And I'm not saying that I'm false in the least bit on saying anything about the SEC, but if they wanted to sue me, for, accusing or defamation or whatever it is, I would run out of money way before anything happened there. I'd go bankrupt. They'd drain me, Maybe I could do it. You guys give me your thoughts. I mean, I'm open for constructive criticism at the very least. We can talk about it for sure. Where's the arrow upward? It's right here, man. She's cooking. She's cooking. I've never known you were 23. Yeah, well, you learn something new every day, I suppose. Trey needs to grow back the mustache. I've thought about it, man, but there's so many mixed opinions. It's a separation factor. The mustache is too diverse. There's too many. I can grow a pretty decent one. I can grow a pretty decent mustache. Hold on a sec. I'll show you the nicest mustache that I've ever had in my life. That one's pretty good. But there was a pretty nice one. So let me show you this. This is my old running Instagram. You don't have to follow it. I don't even use it anymore. But I want to show you the mustache that I used to have back in the day because this thing was nasty. The mustache and sideburn combo before I cut my hair. Where you be? She's a ways down. This was like 4 years ago. There she is. Boom. The mustache and sideburns combo. You love to see it. You really do. You really do. That was something. Oh, man. Bring it back. That's some Ron Jeremy stuff. I probably shouldn't do it. Free mustache rides. I say back in the day. What day was this? How long ago was this? 234 weeks. November 17th, 2016 was the day I cut my hair. It hasn't been that long since. 5 years, man. It's been a journey. So I had that when I was 18 years old. Yeah, time flies. All right. Bro, can you look at my tweet I tagged you in on Ortex? Worth the look-see. Let me check it out, man. Worth a look-see. Worth a peeky weeky. Taylor. Let's see. Quick question. How are there more shares than free float? 80% plus owned by 3.2 million shareholders. Now added institution insiders. Shares greater than free float. So I've talked about this before. The answer is that we don't know the exact number, right? There's no way to actually signify and know for sure what that number is. But what I will say is it's likely due to naked shorts and failure to deliver, circulating over and over and over on the market. I think that's ultimately what it comes down to. Arrow's not vertical enough. Yeah, that's definitely the problem. That's definitely it. We just gotta go like this. We gotta go like this. More vert. You need more vert. That's 100% it. Boom. Turn that lamp off and on. Maybe lamp needs a break. We'll give lamp a breather. We'll give her 60 seconds here to catch her breath, and then we'll get back to cooking with Crisco, man. I'm gonna have to get more water soon. Question on new DTCC rule. Hedges had to put in 10K, but now 250K. Is this per contract or trade per institution? This was not clear in anyone's stream. Great question. So I've actually made a video about this. So that DTCC rule, essentially what that is, that settled fund deposit. So what this is acting as is collateral. So that freaking huge increase from 10,000 to 250,000 is essentially hedging the NSCC, the National Security Clearing Corporation's insurance policy, right? So they're saying just based on the activity that we've seen out of our members. So whoever's going through the National Security Clearing Corporation, right? Whoever's going through these guys to get transactions filled. They had previously put up $10,000 basically of collateral through that settled fund deposit. Settled cash. They can't play margin. It's got to be real money, real tangible cash. They can't leverage. So essentially what they're saying now is for all our members, we want to raise this to $250,000 because if we had done this, we would have missed out on way less. We would have had way less bad exposure to risk. We would have had way less, essentially defaults. They would have had way less people that had to, bank in on the NSCC's insurance policy, and they would have ultimately been safer overall. And this is a win for everybody. It's a win for the NSCC. It's a win for the hedge funds. Well, maybe not the hedge funds because they're not able to play the dumb games anymore, but it limits their exposure to risk and it helps us out because you have to put up a lot of collateral to make risky trades. So essentially it's anybody who goes through the National Security Clearing Corporation and get transactions filled. Any of their members have to put up that $250,000 total settled fund deposit of cash, not margin, not leverage, real freaking capital, right? No paper money to make those sort of transactions on risky trades. That's ultimately what it comes down to. 250,000 schmeckles. If you get the reference, you let me know. All right, lamp's been off long enough. Look at this. I'll tell you what. I turn lamp off and all of a sudden she gets ripping. We just had to give her a breather. Lamp, you done good. Show some lamp. Show some lamp love. You know what it is. You know what it is. You know what it is. Come on. Ask Gavin Aaron if he has a legal team already looking into legal trading practices that are lowering this company's overall value. It's his business. I tell you what, man. We'll have this interview in early June, and when that happens, we're gonna ask some good questions, and it's gonna come from you guys. It totally is. The way it's Subway every day. I do, Cameron. Did you see Scarface that I made? Hope you laughed. Scarface. You got to show me where you put it up. Show me where you put it up and I'll check it out. Absolutely. All right, my friends. So, fellow apes, I'm just going to use the leaky weeky here real quick. I'm going to refill my water. So, what I'm going to do for you is just put on, I know that you guys dig this freaking, this song. I'm going to throw up Not a Dead Cat, and we're going to get that cooking up with Crisco so that you guys have something to listen to. And you can just watch Lamp do her magic, and you can watch the stock hopefully rip, because every time I step away is when the stock freaking goes up. I'm telling you, it's simple freaking science, factual facts. I mean, it just never freaking fails. So while this is doing its magic, like I said, I'm just gonna use the bathroom and I'll be right back. So just give me a quick sec. All right, boom. Today, my friends and family, my fellow Gorilla Gang, we're back again to give you a little more of an update on ticker symbol AMC. This is not a dead cat. Not a dead cat. This is not a dead cat. Not a dead cat. Not a dead fucking cat, guys. Not a dead cat. Not a dead cat. This is not a dead cat. Not a dead cat. Not a dead cat. We got a George W. Foreman here. Not a dead cat. Not a dead cat. This is not a dead cat. Not a dead cat. Not a dead fucking cat, guys. Not a dead cat. Not a dead cat. This is not a dead cat. Not a dead cat. Not a dead cat. And we got a George W. It's not gonna be bullish. It's not gonna be bearish. It's gonna go ape shit. Hope you guys like that. Not a dead cat. Not a dead cat. Not a dead cat. This is not a dead cat. Not a dead cat. Not a dead cat. Not a dead fucking cat, guys. Not a dead cat. Not a dead cat. Not a dead cat. This is not a dead cat. Not a dead cat.
George W. The big fat, you know what it is, George W.
And I was like, this is just going to be such a similar situation. Like people are actively watching AMC, and there's a lot of comparisons with GameStop. So when they completed that, like, and it also makes sense. Not only is that just a catalyst, but it makes sense because, I mean, the FUD is officially over. There's no more shares authorized or anything like that. So it's done. We have that monkey off our back. Like, it's just like, there's nothing holding us down. I was a little bit iffy right now, even loading into my own position.
Come on, Lamp. What are you doing? All right, enough of that. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the song. I know it was a longer pee break than usual. I was checking on my fridge. I wanted to see if the fridge was working all right. Matt Invasion. Yeah, it was a replay of a live stream I did with Matt. Duck Gang. We always throw a tribute to our boy, our brother, Matt, because this guy, I promise you, is more intelligent than I am. He really is smart. He's really smart. His YouTube channel before he started covering AMC and helping out the Apes was built around essentially coding. He would trade Forex with coding and algorithms. And the dude is like, I'm just not intelligent enough to do something like that. So pretty freaking cool stuff. But I'm excited because my fridge is working. It's actually freezing stuff now, which is cool. When I moved into this house, the fridge was not freezing. It wasn't making ice. It wasn't keeping stuff frozen in the freezer. So to have that new fridge cooking with Crisco is nice to see. Absolutely happy about that. So there we go. Should I worry about them selling my shares without my permission? On a margin account, I'm not using borrowed funds, using Webull. So Webull, from what I know, hasn't done that to anybody, but I have seen that Robinhood has done that. I've been sent a couple of screenshots by people, and honestly, maybe I should make a freaking video about that. What do you guys think? Should I make a video about Robinhood potentially selling off positions? Because I've got screenshot evidence of people doing that. Please place one of those diamonds on your head. I need a screenshot. All right, man, I got you. We'll do it like this. I'll even lean down for you. We'll go like that. Hold on. Come on, it's too slippery. Hold still. Hopefully that works for you. Hopefully that does the trick. Trey, you saw Matt's tweet in the stream. Idea was tossed around to have you reach out to Adam and have him reach out to Elon. Thoughts/risks. So I don't think there's any risks involved, but I don't know if Adam Aaron can do that. I can reach out to him and ask. I can definitely reach out to him and ask. I do talk to Adam probably once every week or two. We either text or chat on the phone and just talk about what's happening with the stock. Anything that he thinks I should, be able to clarify with you guys and say about what's rocking with the stock and clarify any FUD, fear, uncertainty, doubt that's rocking. But I can bring it up 100%. Trey, you are a silverback forever. Thank you for the energy and positivity. Adrian, you're always here cooking with Crisco. And I tell you what, you're a silverback and you're an absolute positive and energetic, person to have you. You're awesome. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for being an 8. I've never seen Trey in pants. I'm usually in shorts. It's definitely a weird thing, huh? It's a weird thing for sure. I'm about to put in 10K. Can you play the We Ready Pump Up song? We Ready. So is that the hype video you're talking about? Because when I played that hype video, I got a copyright claim. And if I get enough of those, they shadow ban your account. People stop watching. So that's a little bit, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. It's a really cool, I've got a link in the description box if you want to check it out. What do you think about SPCE right now? Is that still an OTC? I think it was an OTC stock. No, it's not. New York Stock Exchange? Okay, so I'm thinking of something else, but I'm looking at this on a 6-month. Looks like it's finally getting a little reversal. 15 minutes hooking back up towards that 200 EMA. You got a huge pump in volume today. I don't know what the volume is all about, but there must have been a news catalyst of some sort. Yeah, it looks like it. I'm bullish on SPCE long term, but it was definitely overextended and inflated right here at $62. I think if you buy it in this range, this freaking overall zone that you're at right now, you're gonna do pretty decent, but it is extended, right? So it hit 70 on the RSI, pretty heavy, and it's currently on a pullback. So I'd wait for some sort of confirmation of a bottom out. We just haven't gotten it yet, right? On the 1 minutes, you might have something, but it's just not enough confirmation. Like, you're looking for probably half hour of trend to signify to me that it is broken out of that downtrend on the day. So I would wait to make a purchase, but I'm bullish on them long term. I definitely am. AMC sitting at $12.65 as it sits right now, looking to get that hold on this level of support at $12.64 and a rebound back up to that $13 range. OnlyFans. Why are we saying OnlyFans now? I didn't do anything. I haven't taken my hoodie off. I promise you. I'm built like a stick. I'm really built like a stick. You guys shouldn't get that excited. I promise you. Oh, man. Lou dropped a video. I'll be right back. Yeah, dude, go check it out. Go check it out. I support Lou. He's a good guy. Have you seen the open interest on the $40 strikes for 618, 126K? They're disgusting. They're really, really nasty. And if these end up printing and they go on the money and they get hedged for, I expect the most stupid, disgusting squeeze ever. I mean, the gamma squeeze on this would be outrageous. 132,000 total open interest on that $40 strike, which is nasty. That is dumb, stupid interest. I mean, fat, ridiculous, stupid interest. So I'm pretty fascinated to see what's going to come to fruition there. Trey, I can't help but think Shida has its own anti-Trey and how it's going. Holy Toledo, they keep buying the stocks. Ken, we need to short more. Kapow! Thanks for everything you do, brother. Dude, who knows? I wouldn't be surprised if hedgies watch YouTubers. I mean, I wouldn't call Rich Greenfield a hedgie, but he apparently has watched my stuff because he put out that tweet talking about how he doesn't think that Adam Aaron actually talks to me or whatever. Let's see if there's any news out on AMC. Godzilla vs. Kong success, a good omen for movie industry. Tribeca Enterprises CEO thinking about trading options or stock in AMC. National Cinemedia Incorporated to participate in Barclays high yield bond. Barclays, interesting. Interesting that Barclays' name comes up right here. I don't know how I feel about that because that's the same clearinghouse that handles Citadel's transactions. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I don't know. AMC stock group on Facebook got deleted with 20,000 apes. The biggest AMC group. What happened? My best friend Steven Serrano is your biggest fan. So somebody earlier in the stream said that that actually just went private. So I don't think it got deleted. I think it just went private. I'd show it on my Facebook, but I'm not trying to dox my Facebook page. I want to keep that private. My whole life is basically on the internet. Like, you guys have access to whatever you want in my life, but Facebook I try to keep between my family and friends because I don't want to expose people. Like, everyone deserves privacy in life, and I don't want to do that to my family and friends. So, Trey, is there a way to join the arrow lines together so you can move it as one arrow together? I don't think Webull does it. I don't think they do. Trend channel, Ray, text. I don't think so. I wish I could. That'd be cool. It's gone? All right, let me look. Let's see what we got. What was it called? AMC Stock Group? There's a small one with 82 members. AMC holders, 16,000. I think there was another one, and I'm definitely not seeing it. Interesting. I don't know why that would have gotten deleted. Maybe the original creators just decided to take it down. I have actually, Facebook group was always private. I'm not sure. I don't have an answer for that. I don't know if I might have been a part of the group, but if anybody has an answer, please feel free to let me know. But that's not something that I know anything about, to be honest. What we're seeing with AMC right now is a test of the VWAP, volume weighted average price, which is the average price anybody's paid on the day. We really want to hold that. That's going to be significant. Looking at this technical setup, this is a head and shoulders pattern. Head, shoulder, shoulder, which typically indicates a sell-off. I'm going to be honest with you, that's a bearish indicator. It's a bearish reversal indicator. So we got to wait and see if we're going to end up getting a bounce off this volume weighted average price, because if it doesn't, you could see a retest of 1237. So we're hoping for that bounce right here off the VWAP. If any sort of volume falls through and you get that bounce, you could get a retest of 1264, but it did break that support line. All right. I'm not seeing any answers. Delete Facebook. This is enough. Group was deleted. An admin has said he is looking into why. Okay, so if anybody gets an answer for that, let me know. The group got zucked into oblivion. God dang, Mark Zuckerberg, man. I was zucking people before. Rick and Morty. Oh, man. I want Ryan Reynolds to play Trey for the movie. Dude, I promise you. Chris Griffin! Look at Chris! Chris, let's go! Hey, Peter! But I'm not going to be in any movies, guys. I promise you that. I'm just a regular dude. The AMC group on Facebook really done. I don't know what the reasoning is for that. I mean, the same thing kind of happened with that Reddit page, except in a different way. It didn't get deleted, but that Wall Street Bets, what essentially happened is the old admins came in and essentially just shut down the old ones and took control of their previous, essentially, Reddit thread. But, oh, man, I mean, that's sketchy. Green bulb and lamp. I honestly got to buy one. I really do. I really do. Hit the like button, says Riptide Productions. If you want to do it, feel free to do so. I feel so bad asking every time. I really don't like doing it. I don't like hitting that like because it just makes it sound like I'm begging. You know, if you guys enjoy the live stream, you'll like it. That's pretty much what I've got to say about that. But I appreciate it, Riptide. I don't mean that in a negative way. I appreciate you saying that. But if you guys want it, feel free to do so. It helps the YouTube algorithm, blah, blah, blah. You know the whole spiel. Everybody says it. Look at the RSI. It's following it very clearly. It definitely is, man. I mean, the RSI typically tells you if something is overbought or oversold. And currently, it's just in that oversold territory on the 1 minute chart. We're sitting at 35 on the RSI. Anything under 30, I would consider oversold territory. But that's not a very nice retracement. I mean, compared to where it was previously in the day. That's a little bit weak. Popped down to 61.8 and that's that overall VWAP indicator. But if it gets a bounce off the 61.8% retracement and the VWAP, volume weighted average price, I mean, you could see a nice bounce. That's all we're waiting for. Drink some water. I'm drinking that water, I promise you. Have I thought about creating a Facebook page for my followers? Would you guys want something like that? If you would want something like that, I can definitely do it. But I've never thought about it. I got to be honest with you. So according to Ortex right now, the short interest is down again, 4.73%, which is making no sense. I mean, nothing makes sense about this short interest change. It absolutely makes no sense at all because it's not reflecting in the price action. This is definitely not the short freaking, because that would cause a squeeze. 4.53% change and it goes up from freaking $12 to $13. That's not a squeeze. It's just that simple. That's not how squeezes work, right? If you saw 9 million shares returned and there was all green volume, it would contribute to more than this. It just would. It just would. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Like, that's just not a squeeze. That's not how it works. The numbers don't add up. They really don't. Maybe I'm just hallucinating. Maybe this really is shorts getting covered and returned, but it just doesn't make sense to me. You know, you expect to see ridiculous bullish action, and ridiculous bullish action isn't a dollar swing. That's not a squeeze. It's just not. It's just not. That's just not how it is. But that's what Ortex is saying. They're saying it's down 4.73%. I don't think they're misrepresenting the data they're given. I think whatever they're given and being told is what they're telling us, 100%. Like, I don't think Ortex is doing anything wrong. But the numbers just don't add up. It doesn't make any sense. It makes absolutely no sense in the least bit. Lamp! Hey Trey, I have an $11 call, $13.94 break even that expires tomorrow. Should I try and close it out today to avoid getting assigned or having it exercised, or should I wait? First time trading options. So for you to be able to exercise an option call or call option, you have to have it in the money. So what'll happen to you if you essentially wait for it tomorrow is it'll just expire worthless if it doesn't hit that break even price of $13.94. So that's the risk that you have associated essentially with holding that call option into tomorrow. I don't know how much intrinsic value you have left as it sits right now. It depends on what you paid for the overall the call option. But that's what there's not much you can really do about it other than, okay, so let me think. The thing is, I just don't know the average price you paid, right? So if the average price you paid, you have some sort of intrinsic value left, whether it's 10%, 20%, 30%, what you could do is roll that into a further expiration date and make profit on that and try to make back the losses. But I can't guarantee you anything, dude. I'm sorry. I do have a video for you though. This is what I can do. So I can't do anything about what the stock price is going to do, and everybody understands that obviously. But what I can do is show you this. I've got a video on options. If you just Google Options 101 Trey, it's the first video. Call Options 101, how to buy call options, what you need to know in simple ape language. I spent a decent amount of time researching basically all of the Greeks, so you understand what those mean, the delta, the gamma, the theta, trying to understand how stock how options essentially fluctuate up or down depending on the price action. So that will help you for the further process. But the two things that I like to do are this: mitigate your risk, right? So either play barely in the money or barely out the money. You do either one that you want depending on your risk management style, and give yourself runway, right? So in my personal opinion, it's worth it to pay for the extra premium. You pay more premium for more security. Think of it like insurance, right? So you pay more premium for better insurance, you pay less premium for less insurance, right? That it's basically risk mitigation. So I think it's always worth it, in my opinion, to pay the higher premium for the better insurance policy on your call option. So that's what kind of my takeaways, and I hope that helps, brother. Lamp. Send you a Twitter message with shirt pick. It's the first of many trade quotes. Sorry about earlier having financial issues with heavy infection in my leg. Michael, no worries, man. No worries. It's all good, dude. I had no ill will. I was just giving you my 2 cents on the thought process there. Michael Shepard. I need the handle. So if you give me your Twitter handle, if you drop it on the chat bar, if anybody sees that it's coming from Michael Shepard, just drop me what the handle is so I can check him out. He made some shirts. Trey 004 pass. I did see that. We covered that, which is good stuff. All right, I got to scroll back up. Holy Toledo, I'm behind. My apologies, guys. I gotta catch up. Holy Toledo. Whoa, I'm way behind. Okay. All right. BlackRock waited for this. Absolutely. Hey, Trey, the AMC Facebook group is down. What happened? I wish I had an answer for you, man, but I don't. If anybody gets one, just let me know. Just let me know. Trey, you should have made the meet and greet at AMC. Oh, that would have been really cool. That would have been good. I should have definitely done that. I mean, we can change it if you guys want. We can go to AMC instead. What do you guys think? Let me just see if there's one in the area here. I'm pretty sure there is. I'm pretty sure there is. Yeah, it's 5 miles from here. There's actually 2. Oh, no, there's not. There's just 1. But there is 1 here. Should we change it? What do you guys think? I wish I could be there, but I sent you a DM on Instagram, 317BSB, but I wanted to talk, man. Pick your brain. All love to Trey. Brayden, no worries, brother. I'll try and get back to as many DMs as I can. What an idea, Trey. No? Do it. Yes. Where are you? Change it. AMC. I'm selling at 1K. AMC makes sense. Grab beer and wings. The thing that I'm worried about with Buffalo Wild Wings is I don't know how many people are going to show up, you know? So if a lot of people show up and they don't have enough seating for everybody, it's tough to know what the outcome will be there. But you guys let me know. Where can I get that shirt? It was made for me, Jesse. I don't know. I got to be honest with you. Whoever sent it to me in the mail didn't put their name on it, so I don't know who actually sent it. Hey, Trey, Wealth is simple. Just sold 20 of shares. Had to buy back again. Wealth Simple just sold 20 of shares. Is that a brokerage? I've never heard of Wealth Simple. Yeah, I guess it is. Interesting. So it looks like Wealth Simple is a brokerage that's been selling people stock. That's one guy. Does the market being red hurt the hedge funds because they have less access to their money? So I think the market being red is because hedge funds and big money essentially just pulled cash out of a lot of their long positions. That's my take. I don't know if it necessarily hurts them, but it definitely hurts people, and it hurts the hedge funds that held through the red, without a doubt. It's Canadian brokerage. Okay. How can the price go down? It's being shorted. Even though we do have the SSR, the short sale rule in place today, they can still short. That's essentially what it comes down to. Read the new article that came out on Webull, misguiding people from Benzinga. Was it the one from 13 hours ago? Not just GameStop, Wall Street bets target Melvin Capital closed all public short positions in Q1. Yeah, I read that sucker. We actually talked about it. I made a tweet talking about it. Can you please look at my chat about pre-market? I don't think I missed anything from you, Troy. I've gone through down in order. Trey, should we wear ape suits to BW3? If you want a Donkey Kong, dude, Donkey Kong, let's go. I love seeing that. That's gold. I use WS, haven't had any issues. Okay. Yeah, I've never used Wealth Simple. I couldn't tell you for sure what happened. I've never used it, so I can't. I have no way to either deny or prove that that's true or not. That what comes down to is just overall testimonials. I mean, if the majority of people are not having issues with it, like with Robinhood, it was blatant. Many people, all people had issues with AMC and GameStop at the time. So it's all about testimonials. Why can't the hedges buy back little by little over a few weeks while short laddering attacking to keep the price down? So if they were to cover their short stock, right, and it would go up and they would just buy back more to short it down, it would just be net even, right? So supply and demand is simple. If you have an equal amount of buyers and sellers, the price should stay about net even, depending on how much people are paying and that sort of stuff, the inflow outflow. But if they're buying and selling, they're shorting and buying back and forth, that'll make them money, but it shouldn't drive the price down like this. That's what's weird. You know, NC is an open carry state. Safety first. I do know that, John. I absolutely do. Absolutely. Tweeted you, Trey, P-Man C13 about whether we should do a campaign to sign up for AMC stubs to support before June 2nd. I'll check that out, brother. You're not popping up as P-Man C13. It says there's no user. Oh, you know what it is? I added the @ That's definitely it. My bad. Yeah, it's still not popping up. Yeah, there's nothing. I'll show you really quick. P-Man C13, I don't see anything. Look away for a good long time so we can get some boom boom candles. I know, man. I mean, honestly, it's just low volume on the day. Low volume equals low volatility. It's boring to watch, but that's what you're watching. That's what you watch on red days. That's essentially all it is. I'm interested to see the GameStop inflow versus outflow. 38 versus 34 million. Let's look at AMC. 106 versus 85. I mean, look at this. This is so blatant. Look at the huge disparity in inflow versus outflow. $20 million difference damn near. And you're right on the day. And GameStop has, it's still green. You still have more inflow than outflow, but it's only a $4 million difference. And they're up 0.22% of the day versus red. It doesn't make sense. I just don't get it. Need to add a sticker lamp saying I'm not a financial advisor, so the lamp doesn't get called into Congress hearings later. Hey, we'll draw it up. Maybe I'll just draw it up. I'll get a Sharpie or something. Will the share count be released on June 2nd or not? So honestly, man, I'm going to ask Adam Aaron that because that's a question. In fact, I'll text him right now. That's what I'm going to do. I'll text him right now and I'm going to see what he has to say because that's going to clear it up nice and easy. Hey, Adam. Lots of, hold on. Hope you're having a beautiful Thursday. Apes are chilling and watching AMC do its thing. Quick question. A lot of people are wondering about the share recount and want to know the date in which we find out what the results are. Are we going to let me back up actually. I'll say, is there any clarification or documentation you could point me to for the answer to that? Much love and hope everything is well. There we go. I'll let you guys know what he says. All right. Talk about the share count release on the 2nd. So like I said, I just texted Adam Aaron. We'll see what he has to say. All right. Isn't SSR active? They can't short unless we buy? So what that SSR means, the short sale rule, essentially is that they just have to short on the upticks. They can't do it on downticks, meaning they can't short on the bid. They have to hit it on the ask, right? So it makes it more difficult for them. They have to meet some sort of buyer. You're absolutely right. No hugs and kisses. I don't think I'm going to send that to Adam Aaron. I don't know if that's the move. I don't know if that's the way to do it. Our newcomers are getting their first tendies and boom, boom candles. Yes, sir. You know what it is. Especially considering him and Tesla were on the victim side of shorting and stock attacks recently. Love Elon, love my Tesla. Like I said, I like Elon Musk. I really do. I really do. I'm not going to read that. That's good. Trey, you should make merch that says pretty freaking decent. Should I? That'd be cool. I can get behind that. We got to move arrow. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete arrow because it's bad juju just to move it. You got to drop a new piece of art every single time that you draw an arrow. That's the big game changer, without a doubt. So we're going to drop a new arrow here. We're going to go bam. We're going to drop this arrow and see what you got cooking up here. New arrow. Get that nice push back up over the VWAP, volume at average price, and back over 1264 level of resistance. Smooches and pooches. Oh, yeah, of course. Of course. Thank you, Debbie. Appreciate that. Apes, go thumbs down. Jim Cramer stock market breakdown, May 20th. Hey, if you want to do it, feel free. I'm not going to encourage anybody to do anything they want to do. I knew listening to Green Day and pre-market would help. Oh, obviously. Rob, I'm going to do some shady stuff when AMC hits 100K. You already know they are. I just don't see how they're not. I mean, they've proven themselves twice with AMC and GameStop. AMC, GameStop, and Dogecoin, I should say. And then with both scenarios, 100%. Travis has had 2 open heart surgeries. I haven't had. I'm sorry to hear that. If that's the way. Erotic aneurysm survivor. Heart problems suck. Stay strong. I hold for all of you. Travis, here are my thoughts, brother. I hope that you're healthy. I haven't had any heart surgery yet, but I'm gonna have to have it pretty soon. I'm guessing in the next couple months. Trey, check that video I sent you about Wes' interview. Only a minute long, and I promise you're going to love it. Huge info in that excerpt. All right, so I gotta refine what your handle was. Let's see. Alex. There it is. All right, so we'll pull it up quick. I don't think I'll get a copyright strike for that, but we'll check it out. Give me a sec. All right.
Market long.
I'm trying to find a way to get this over here without doxing you. All right. I'll go like this.
Hey, I can circumvent Reg Show, and that this only applies to the United States, is I can market long. Because guess what happens when they market long? It doesn't go in short interest, which incidentally, ladies and gentlemen, means that the reported short interest is garbage in many cases. Why? Because all the shares that were marked long but have also failed to deliver in various different ways aren't reported in your short interest. So in most cases we've done, the short interest is 50% to sometimes 150% more than what's reported by the SEC, which of course is reported every 2 weeks. So,
yeah, and that's not a controversial statement either. You know, I was involved in a case in which the rebuttal of our report was them attempting to say, "Oh, but you know, we looked, they signed an affidavit. We looked through our marking system, and we were not selling short." And our simple response was, "Go search FINRA broker check, and you will be overwhelmed by the number of fines that result from mismarking these orders."
Yeah, I think the number of fines which is in that list, it's about 2 or 3 years old because it's a big effort to update it. The list that I sent over to you, Dave, I think is over 500 or 600 million. But again, it's just a cost of doing business. I mean, it's.
Wow. Yeah, all right. That was a worthwhile 1 minute video. I'll give you that. That's a pretty freaking. Woo! Holy Toledo. 50 to 150% marked off. Interesting. And it could honestly even be higher than that. Who knows? I mean, just considering what's going on with AMC and all this crazy stuff. But dang, that's incredible stuff. I want to find out the credentials of this guy. His name. His name was Wes Christian. Okay. He's not popping up on the internet. But if anybody knows the credentials of that guy, please feel free to let me know. But he was wearing a suit, so that's a good sign. But either way, we've been saying the same thing, so it's good to hear that validation for sure. That's a tweet if I ever seen one. You're absolutely right in the chat bar. Wes Christian. Oh, wait, that's not... What am I doing? I did that backwards. All right. Oftentimes, the short interest reported is, or the short interest is 50% to 150% higher than is marked by short interest exchange data. When Christian. Oh, Wesley? I thought it was when. Somebody said when up here. Ah, that would do it. That would do it. Wesley. Good catch, guys. Good catch. See, what would I do without you? The simple smooth brain out here. So maybe he'll actually pop up here. Wesley Christian. He doesn't pop up here either. Wes? Yeah, there we go. So I just misread. Maybe it's just my eyes. I don't know. But Wesley, there we go. What do you guys think of that? Where was I? Okay, there we go. Wes, yeah, there it is. Good to go? Tweet the video too? Sure thing. I'm not gonna do this here. Come over to message requests. Well, actually, I can just do this. Copy and paste again. Oh, I'm gonna have to retype this, I think. Wes? James Wes Christian. There it is. He's a lawyer. Ooh, juicy. Juicy. But can I share that video? Do I have to download it? Is that what it is? Source. That was from the Super Stock AMA, right? I'm pretty sure it was. I think that was from the Super Stock AMA. Just Wes? Yeah, we're gonna say Wes. Trey, can I get a shout out, bro? Love you. Mukbang Mermaid, shout out to you, brother. When Lambo, he goes by Wes, too easy. That was from the Super Stock EMA, or AMA, I should say. Super Stock AMA with lawyer Wes Christian. There we go. Love the tweet. Thank you, Randy. Check Twitter. Did you know today is Be a Millionaire Day? We actually covered that earlier. We actually did. Definitely. Is this the... Good catch. Thank you, Vegas Chef Andrew. I'll throw that in there too. And the full interview is on YouTube, people are saying, so I can drop a link for that as well. Wes Christian Super Stock. You know, we'll go like this. Go like that. Boom. I think that's pretty decent. We'll throw that out. All right. Hey, Trey, I don't know if you talked about this, but I saw Melvin Capital covered all their shorts on AMC at Jamie. Is that FUD? Give me one sec. So that article, I did see it, and they gave a link to the 13F, essentially saying that they closed out, but that file, that 13F is from 2018. It wasn't even from 2021. So I think it's absolute FUD. I don't buy it. And then there was a little disclaimer on the top saying that the SEC doesn't necessarily review all the information in this document. You should not believe that what is being said is true. So that's just two confirmation boxes that we didn't get checked that I'm like, I don't know about that, man. I don't know. I'm new to the stock market, period. I'm learning more every day. It is a pleasure to be a part of your community. Nokia. You want to see Nokia? I can show you really quick. Nokia's actually been doing decent the last couple of weeks. I don't know what it's looking like today. Up 2.73% on the day. Barcoding pretty bad. But it's finally gotten a break over this huge level right here, which is good to see. I think it had a good earnings or something like that, and that's why I had the gap up, which is good to see. I don't think it split. No, it's definitely not a split. But they're finally on the upswing, which is good. I'm bullish on Nokia long term. They got dragged into the meme stock stuff, and they suffered after this huge rip. They sold out for a long time, but finally out of that downtrend and up this on the upswing, which is good. I like them. I really do. Thank you, Debbie. 16K watching, only 3.5 thousand likes. Just tap the like button. That banana stonk. Hey, if you want to do it, feel free. If not, I'm chilling. It's all good. It's all love in the house, man. All love in the house. All good with the Gorilla Gang. You know what it is. I don't know why I get too excited over dumb stuff, but that's just how I am, man. If you don't like it, that's all good. It's all good. We don't have to agree. FUD is heavy today. Hey, it always will be on red days. That's 100% it. They try to attack emotions and money. The big AMC stock group on Facebook was removed. Start of censorship? It could be. I don't have an answer. I don't want to say, or I can't confirm or deny anything because I just don't know what happened there. Like it's been deleted, and then we can speculate, but I don't have any hard proof to validate either way. You know, it could have just been some original owners shut it down. I don't have an answer, unfortunately. Can we get a kachiga? You know what it is, man. We ain't freaking selling 10K and still spending LFG. Peaky Weeky, move the arrow. You know what it is. Boom. It's still going up a little bit here. I mean, it's bouncing off the VWAP, volume at average price as it sits right now. Largest level of resistance at $12.60. So we'll draw down this level of resistance just so you can see that psychological barrier at 1260 with that sell wall popping up. But overall, a lot of ammunition to push through today. That's what you're looking at. I'm going to give you guys a quick peek at Ortex just see if that's changed any. But it was down. Ortex was down 4.5%. Now it's down 4.84%. So I don't know if borrowed shares are just being recalled or what's going on, but there's definitely a significant pullback, and it doesn't make sense. It just really doesn't because it's not signifying any sort of change in price action. I don't get it. Next tweet to Elon and Adam Aaron. Tesla filed AMC Drive in watching SpaceX launch paid for with Dogecoin. Win-win. Dude, that'd be massive. I would love seeing that. For sure. I made you a song for you in the community. It's on my profile. Thanks for your hard work. Little boxes. I'll pull it up here. I'm not going to play it right now because I don't know if I'm going to end up getting I've gotten copyright strikes for this sort of thing before. Let's see if I can find it. Little boxes. It's not pulling up. If you give me the name, I'll check it out. No response from Adam Aaron yet, but I'll let you guys know on that share recount. Darren Saunders would be smiling right now. One of 12 original apes died of cancer May 23, 2010, fighting Wall Street corruption for naked shorting. Hey, man, Eddie, I think you're absolutely right. It's good to see so many people come together. And I'll say that every single time. It's all about the community and writing a legacy in the history books. And that's ultimately what it is you guys get to write a freaking legacy. That's what it comes down to. We're looking for a freaking boom boom candle, man. When is the time coming? 1260 right now. Looking to get that break over 1260 with 6,900 share size, 7,000 size, 7,000 size. They keep loading it up. They keep loading up that 1260 mark. They're fighting it pretty hard. Especially on low volume days, it's hard to eat through. It really is. It's hard. Is that a giant cup and handle on the daily? Oh, yeah. Cup, handle, waiting for that break over the level of resistance. And honestly, you could have another little mini cup handle, but that is a big fat George W setup. I'll tell you that right now. This is still bullish overall. I mean, if it was to come all the way back down to this ascending level of support, which we obviously don't want, it would hit $10.30, but it's got some strength. It's finally got some really solid, decent strength, which is good to see. Man, look at this huge stretch of red days that AMC had for a while. It's good to see it break out of that and finally get some momentum. It really is. I think that the Apes did a lot of good. I think we genuinely helped save a company. I think we did. Debbie, thank you. Kicker, thank you. Alexis and Rob. Hey, Trey, Jackson put out the Christian video on his channel last night. It's amazing, but an hour 20. Christian is an attorney fighting for us the last 20 years. I'm going to have to watch it. I've seen a little piece of it, but I haven't watched the whole thing yet. Good morning, Vietnam. I appreciate you guys see that. All right. Have you seen the news, the Webull news from last night about Melvin Capital? Seems like a lot of fun. They list AMCX in the article to trick people, in my opinion. Thanks. I have seen it. We actually talked about it. I think it is fun because they actually use the reference from 2018 to back up what they were saying, which is just old news. I mean, it's junk. It was also AMCX, not AMC. Yeah, absolutely. Your stream keeps on crashing. Don't know why. My download speed is 600 megabits per second. I don't have an answer for that, man. I wish that I did, but is everybody else having issues at all? Is it doing okay? There goes the Hedgies ask wallet through 13 within a penny at thousands apart. Oh, yeah, man. Follow the money. Would have been great to save Toys R Us like we did AMC. Oh, absolutely. It really sucks what happened to Toys R Us because what happened there is they just got freaking... I mean, that was a terrible, terrible situation what happened to Toys R Us. I mean, that's a big company that really got freaking clapped. Gamers Prey, stream has been fine for me. Good to see you, brother. Hope you're doing good. Hope you're chilling. If Citadel gets a margin call, then they would have 24 hours to cover. The June 2nd recount should be the final nail in the coffin regardless. So if Citadel gets a margin call, I don't know how long they have to cover. It really depends on the situation and who's margin calling them. So sometimes you get 24 hours. Sometimes they just initially like liquidate you like that. Like I've seen it happen. It just depends on what the margin call basically terms of agreement are. Whatever contracts they sign. Trey, you see the AMC lawsuit theory on Reddit? I have not. If anybody has a link, let me know. Hey Trey, I highly recommend you read u/Beebs gaming post on Reddit. Worth the read. So I'll check that out after the stream's over. I try not to read too much of the Reddit stuff while I'm streaming because I think there's like I try to double down on what I already know. Like not that there's anything wrong with it. The latest possible date. That's not it. Lawsuit. Maybe if I Google that. This important post is being taken down. Maybe this is it. 4 hours ago. Yeah, so I'll keep that up. But I try to digest and understand the Reddit DD before I talk about it because I don't want to misinform people. I think one thing that I really had to get better at when I first started the YouTube channel and tried covering AMC is I would get too trigger happy. And I just really try to be careful about the information I put out and that I'm not putting anything wrong because that hurts the cause more than it helps it. So I want to be able to truly digest that stuff before I talk about it, and I hope that's okay with you. Can you shout out my boyfriend Joshua Way and tell him to get some AMC, please? Hey, shout out to Joshua. Your lady wants to take care of you. Make sure you guys are eating forever. You know what it is. Trey, don't buy one. I have a spare I can send you. Just let me know where to send it. Jason, don't buy one. I have a spare I can send you. Are you talking about a... What do you want to send? I don't know what you want to send me, man. Did you see how some companies got fined for bond trading cartel in Europe? I have seen that. You know, the thing about companies too is they're willing to pay the fines for malpractice. They really, really 100% are. I mean, you look at all the FINRA reports and all the fines that come out of like improper reporting of short interest, improper reporting of options trading, improper, ladder attacks, whatever it is. Like there's a bunch of different stuff they get fined for. They're willing to pay the fines because they want to continue malpractice because they make money off of it. That's as simple as it is. Markin, holy Toledo. Trey, I'm an Air Force veteran. I've been learning from you since January. I'm a daily watcher. Please donate this to the veteran foundation you support. I just heard about the meet and greet in Fayetteville, North Carolina. I jumped in my truck and I'm driving 7 hours to be with the Ape Gang. Dude, holy crap, man. I'm excited. I'm excited to hear that. Thank you for that. And I definitely will. I appreciate that, brother. Thank you. Thank you very much. Should we tweet that out right now to go to AMC instead of B-dubs? You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. I'm going to go on my Discord and I'm going to drop a poll in the announcements tab and we'll see what people say. So just give me 1 sec. Quick poll. Regarding meet up today in Fayetteville, should we meet up at BWW or at the local AMC? Gorillas for AMC, hundreds for BWW. I'm a bit concerned about space for everybody as I don't know how many are coming. Let me know your thoughts. We'll see what people say and I'll get that tweet out, but nonetheless, that's happening at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here today, so that's a little less than 6 hours away. Man, time freaking flies. All these regulations passing is great, but I never hear them getting enforced. Do we know when enforcement will happen or if it has already? So they're not typically going to announce the instant they start, but they will say like a timeline. They'll say, hey, this will start going into effect essentially 10 days after or 20 days after or whatever it says in that official document. So that's typically how it works. Where to buy AMC outside the US help? So it depends on your brokerages that you have available. So if you have different brokerages that allow you to trade AMC, like Europe will do, Canada will do, you just got to find the brokers that allow you to buy it. All right. Working on a new art piece. Check Twitter DM from Ravenwood Builds. Original album cover versus Ape album cover. New songs, you, Matt, Max, and Aaron. Done this weekend. Dude, I'm going to have to do it. Let me see. Is it in the DMs? When your wife finally asks about what is happening with AMC, and after 30 minutes of going back and forth, she says, well, we don't have enough shares. I love it. That's good. Let me check the DMs, though. It's probably in there. The Tendy Man can? Oh, this is cool. I dig that. Heck yeah. Look at this. You got freaking a gorilla, Max, Aaron, Matt, myself. The Tendy Man can. Yes, sir. That's cool. I dig that. Absolutely. Absolutely. Did Adam text back? I haven't got anything yet. Oh. Actually, I did. Give me 1 sec to read this. Okay. So I've actually got some information for you guys, and he told me that I'm able to disclose this. So let me just respond really quick and get back to him. Awesome, Adam. Appreciate the quick response and addressing the concerns of retail investors. I'll get this out today. Sweet. So these are the things that I have available for you guys, right? So this is regarding the overall proxy vote. What the heck is happening? He actually addressed the overall interview that we're going to do in early June as well. So I can give you a timeline on that and what everything looks like. So he said basically this. He said, we will announce what we know. And he put emphasis on what we know. He put know in all caps, essentially meaning like there are certain things that Adam Aaron and the company of AMC, and this is my hypothesis and basically breakdown of what he's essentially saying is this. What he knows may not be the entire picture in terms of the actual share count, right? But he says we will announce what we know. Not what we might think, but wouldn't know for sure when we mail the proxy for the new July 29th meeting. That proxy mailing should be in the first week of June. And he also said this. He said that I can announce for sure that the interview is going to happen sometime between June 3rd and June 2nd for Adam Aaron and myself. So that'll be the second time that we've been able to interview Adam Aaron. And I'll give us a hard date by June 1st. And then the last thing was this. Some of the apes may wonder what the voting period is for that July 29th shareholder meeting. It is any time between the public announcement of the new proxy, which is the first week of June, and July 29th. So that is how much time you have to get that vote in for the new proxy, which was going to come out in that first week of June. So just a quick recap, right? That interview will happen sometime between June 3rd and June 10th. The second thing is that overall voting period. And the third thing is that share count. They are going to announce what they know on the July 29th meeting. So that is everything, all the questions that we have addressed. I'm actually going to clip this stuff out of the live stream here today so that I can post a video and just give you guys exactly what's rocking in terms of that actual data and information. But that's what we've got cooking up. That's coming straight from Adam Aaron's mouth. There's nothing that I can do to freaking change what he said, right? It's coming from him. So that's exactly what he has to say about all that information. And I'm going to ask him really quick. I don't want to do it without his permission, but I'm going to ask him if I can tweet that out. Is it okay if I tweet out the clarifications on shareholder meeting and share recount information? And if he says yes, I'll tweet it out. But that's some pretty solid information. That's good to know. So hopefully, if you want to go back and rewatch it, you can zoom back, a couple minutes and check out that stuff that we just said. But that's coming straight from Adam Aaron. So no ifs, ands, or buts. That's just what he has to say. Hopefully, that helps you out. That's what I've got for you. There we go. We back at again. AMC shout out for the green vegan monster. My friend said to email them the GM1470 at Gmail. All right. So I have that in a separate tab, and I'll email them at some point in the day. Can I drop the Discord link? The Discord is in the description box down below if you want to check it out. I try not to talk about it too much because I don't like self-promoting, but if you want to do that, feel free to do so. The vote count findings will be epic. Absolutely. Recount isn't June 2nd. According to Adam Aaron, it is not. According to Adam Aaron, this is what I've got for you. He said that we will announce what we know on that July 29th meeting. And he put emphasis on what we know, right? So that's essentially like the information that is grounded and 100% factual, the things that are presented in front of their face. And I think what he means by that, and obviously this is speculation, I'm not putting words in his mouth, so keep that very, very clear. I think what he means is the things that he can't exactly determine, they can't speculate, right? As a company, you don't play the game of speculation. You have to play the game of hard facts, or you can get in a lot of legal trouble, right? So whatever they know is what they're going to tell us, and that's as much as I can give for you guys. What's rocking on AMC right now? We're trading just beneath the VWAP, doing a little bit of consolidation. Looking at the level 2s, 1260 is still the overall level of resistance, sitting at about $12.60 as it sits right now. You've got 9,700 total shares to push through on the sell wall. Keep the positive energy going. We going to eat. You know what it is? 304.5 million shares sold short. What's the timeline on that, though? From the 13th to the 18th, 4 days. You apes have no idea what you've stumbled upon and what's to come. Oh, look at this. Holy freaking Toledo. Yeah, the 18th was 61% total short volume percentage. 49% on the 17th, 57% on the 14th, 48% on the 13th. Dang, that's fat. We actually haven't even looked at the daily short sale volume percentage for yesterday yet, but let's take a look. Yesterday, the percentage was 56. 56% of the total volume was 32.9 million shares sold short. So that's nasty. A lot of freaking shorting, guys. It just is. All right. I'll donate part of my AMC Moon money to hire the best lawyers in the world to go after these guys when we're done. Ape strong. Hey, George, I'd be down if I had more capital. I tell you that. I'll tell you that right now. Trending tweet from Christian Weineck stating that within the last 12 months, 217 million AMC FTDs have been created. Maybe I should just tweet that out. Maybe that's something worth tweeting out or retweeting from Christian Weineck. Wine Act. Yeah, here we are. FTDs, failure to delivers equal one cause of shares that shouldn't exist. 217 million of these, not necessarily all still on the market. Essentially prove the lack of shares that exist. It's very indicative of what's going on. And I should say not cumulative. Just so everybody knows. Malpractice place over time. There we go. I think that's a pretty good rounded way to freaking go about that. But I'm going to see if Adam texted back really quick just regarding that tweet. All right. He's playing both sides. Wes video was on Jackson's channel last night. Phenomenal. Are these bots in? So they changed the voting date. No, I don't think they changed it. I think there might have been a misinterpretation by people, but we'll see. So I'm going to tweet this out. All right, and give me time. So Adam actually did get back to me. He just told me the way that I have to go about this. So let me do that for you. Just let me respond to him. All right. My understanding on shareholder vote and recount. Voting opens on voting opens first week of June and ends at announcement of new proxy, July 29th. AMC will announce share count at the July 29th meeting. That mailing should be in the first week of June. That looks pretty good to me. All right. What do you guys think of that? Let me know. Voting opens first week of June and ends at announcement of new proxy, July 29th. AMC will announce share count at the July 29th meeting, and that proxy mailing should be in the first week of June. Proxy mailing, delivery of proxy to you should be in the first week of June. I type like a wizard. I had typing school. I had a typing class back in high school. I think that was one of the most valuable things that I actually got out of high school. Forgetting the period at the end. I don't do periods at the with these sort of messages, right? So with these little dashes, I don't. Maybe that's just like the way that I type stuff for my job. Like that's something that taught us not to do, but I think it's fine. I think it's good. But I think it looks good. So I'm gonna send that out. The only thing is that I have to word it this way, right? So I have to for obvious reasons, just attribute this message in this certain sort of context. But I think it looks good. Just waiting to see that you guys think it's awesome. It's gonna rock and roll and be all right. Reread his timing on when he releases. It's a long time. No, I don't think June 2nd means nothing. I think this is the date in which things start opening up so they can begin the process. Too much fishy stuff happening. 2 months to announce the share count. I think that that AMC and Adam Aaron have proved themselves, man. I really do. I think they are 100% in it for retail investors. And like, I'm a guy that believes in history and trends, right? So I need validation. I need to see something that proves to me that, things are going to happen, because things aren't coincidence if it's a trend. And I see a trend over, Adam Aaron's history of being a CEO, not just for AMC, but for other companies, at 1, being an underdog, 2, being a trustworthy guy, and 3, having the best interest of the overall company in mind and pulling off comeback wins. And essentially that's what you're looking for here with AMC stock, is a comeback win. Right now we're in the comeback season, I think that's ultimately what it comes down to. But he gave me the go to essentially, say this is what's cooking up, and that's what we can do. We got some mixed opinions in the chat, and I understand that. But that's what I got. Why are people getting anxious now? This ain't an easy fight. Okay, so this is what I have to say about that, right? I can see that people are feeling discouraged regarding that information. And I totally understand where you're coming from, because it's like that June 2nd date was very appealing. It was a very sexy day to be like, hey, we should know things on this day, right? But I don't think this necessarily changes the situation that you've got on AMC stock. It just means that you have to wait for an answer on what everything's looking like. And the key word was what we know about the share count, right? So like what they can tell us essentially about the share count is everything that they can validate and 100% prove. And a lot of the malpractice that takes place on AMC stock, you know, and the corruption and the way that they handle naked short selling, and that shorts are trying to manipulate the stock down to freaking oblivion. I mean, I'm not a genius by any means. I'm a pretty smooth-brained ape. I don't know if I'd be able to prove it. I mean, it's a huge interweb of crazy stuff. And I'm not saying that they're not going to be able to do it or if they will be able to do it. All that I'm saying is that our job is simple, right? We can't control outside factors. Like this is it for me, you know? I obviously don't have to draw this up, but it's easier for me to talk through things if I can just draw it on a whiteboard or something. So I'm going to draw up what I think of this whole situation, right? I'm going to draw it up like this. You've got inside factors, which you can control, which is going to be in this circle, right? So these are controllable things. Controls. The uncontrollables is everything out here in this zone, right? And uncontrollable things can affect the controllables 100%, right? But we can't come out of our little circle. This is us. This is us. This is the tendy man. These are tendies. We're chilling in here, and the controllables. What can we control, right? We can control whether or not we buy the stock. We control whether or not we hold the stock, right? We can control the things that we say about the stock, our sentiment towards the stock. We can control this, right? We can control the information and due diligence and research that goes into the stock, right? The DD. That's what we can do. The outside factors, which is things like AMC, Adam Aaron, right? The short sellers, the market makers. I would say maybe even we control the DTC and SEC filings if we say stuff, but this one's a little more difficult for sure. But like there are things that we can't control. Manipulation, corruption, right? These are things that we can't do anything about. And I'm not like saying this in a pessimistic way, but what I'm saying is like for me personally, like to think about it, because obviously I'm a little, disappointed too to find out that June 2nd isn't going to be the day that everything is revealed and like we haven't answered all the questions. Like it's hard not to be a little bit let down by that. I'm in the same boat, 100%. But what can we control? What can we control is ultimately, do we buy the stock? Do we hold the stock? Do we continue to do great DD and great research and keep positivity and good vibes in the community? And ultimately what it comes down to is this, right? If this is a sort of deal breaker for you where you don't want to hold AMC stock until July, that's a decision for you to make. I'm never going to tell you as an individual person to buy, sell, hold, whatever you want to do, right? I'm going to do what I'm going to do. And I'm holding this. I'm going to continue to buy and hold. I'm going to continue to add to my position. If this thing came down to freaking $9 and stayed there for 2 straight weeks, I would buy more AMC stock at $9. If it came down to $5, I'd buy more at $5. It's as simple as that because I believe fundamentally my conviction in the stock, my psychological conviction and strength in the fundamental case for a squeeze, for the fundamentals of AMC as a stock, for the recovery of AMC as a company, for the exposure of the corruption and malpractice and naked short selling and ladder attacks that's happened on AMC, it can't be broken. It can't. Until the fundamentals of the squeeze changes, until the corruption, the malpractice changes, until the recovery potential of AMC changes, I'm going to continue to do what I can. And what is that? That is controlling the controllables, right? Buying stock and contributing to buying pressure, holding stock and not contributing to selling pressure, right? Having good sentiment and passing along positive vibes and good information, doing DD and doing good research, right? Continuing to press the SEC about different filings and bringing up any questions that we have. And this one we don't really know for sure, like how much of an impact we have, but this is something that we can kind of control, right? But we can't do anything about this. We can't do anything about corruption, manipulation. We can't control the market makers. What we're banking on essentially is this getting exposed, right? If we continue to speak up, we continue to do our job, which is essentially, as the apes, hold AMC stock, buy AMC stock, right? That is what's going to contribute to where we need to go. Just continue to talk up about it. It's a war, man. I mean, that's how I'm viewing this. It's the war for the market of the apes. And I 100% stand by that. And I will play this game until it is over. I absolutely will. I've said it a million times and I'll say it again. I will ride this ship if it sinks. I will. Because there's no ifs, ands, or buts to me. My conviction in the stock is not going to change if the price goes up $5 or down $5. It's just not. I 100% believe this is going to go where we need it to go. There's just too many things. There's too many things pointing in the right direction. So that's what I've got for that little piece of it. I don't know if that settles anybody's nerves, if it helps anything at all, but that's just the positive, the vibe and the controllables that I think we can do, That's ultimately what it comes down to. So sorry for that rant. I don't know. I'm just passionate about this stuff, and I'm trying to give you guys any sort of feedback and encouragement or facts that we can control and the things that we can do. So that's what we got. Trey, did you see the scar face that I made? Hope you get a laugh. Love you, brother. Twitter is Amy is rad. Oh, I got to get rid of that. Amy is rad. Yeah, I did see that. I actually liked it. I liked it. So that was pretty good. I'm not going to retweet that because I don't know if I want that on my Twitter, but it is good. I did drop a like. I did for sure. Hey, Lamb, can we get a bull trap? We don't want a bull trap. We want a bear trap. Bull traps, traps bulls, but we want to trap those bears. Absolutely. Trey, what type of effect do you believe the institutional investors will have on the squeeze when it starts? Their goals will be very different from the apes. So the thing is that if the institutional investors dump their shares, they own 1/3 of what the actual apes own, according to Fintel right now. They own like 100 million or so ish shares. So I don't think it'll play a large role. I think it'll get scooped up. I think it'll be eaten up for sure. I know this is going to spark up a lot of different thoughts. Ah, man. I'm trying to think. I think it's important to take time to digest information, I think it's very easy to react to something with initial emotion and frustration, And I've done it. I've absolutely 100% done it, And I'm not calling anybody out. I've got nothing bad to say because it's okay to feel frustrated, 100,000%. But maybe I'm just a naive kid. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm a naive 23-year-old kid. But I really do believe in an AMC and an Adam Aaron. I just do. And I'm not going to back down from that. I'm really not until he proves to me otherwise. And that's not even an ego thing. I just believe in trends, facts, and history. And he's proven to me more than once that I can trust him. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a naive kid, but I really do believe. I really do. Numbers don't lie. You're absolutely right, man. I gotta be honest. I'm a little bit bummed. It's not even about the news, and that's not what gets me. It's the community, man. Like, anytime that I go into these spirals where, like, I really feel out of it is when I can see the community fighting against itself, and I don't like it, I don't know. I think it's real, man. I mean, I just think about it like this. Adam Aaron, the CEO of his company, AMC, he owns a couple million shares. His sons, there's emotional tie for him. He gifted his son's shares, you know? Adam Aaron, the CEO of a company, he wants his company to succeed. I don't see any sort of way that they want. I mean, how would Adam Aaron not benefit from a short squeeze? He could sell whatever percentage he's allowed to sell of his shares. His sons could cash out on shares and make a ridiculous, stupid amount of money. They totally 100% could. You know, I mean, everybody benefits from a short squeeze. It kills the short sellers, which are going to be scared poopless to ever touch that company again. You know, like maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I really am a naive kid. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm a naive 23-year-old kid. But I just can't. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I don't think he's just putting on a facade. I really don't. I know I try to see the good in everything, and maybe that's just my own fault and downfall. But I think everybody wins in a short squeeze, guys. I really do. I think Adam Aaron, I think the company, I think his kids, I think the apes, the short sellers lose. The only people that'll lose is the short sellers, man. I mean, 100%, 100,000%. The timeline, you know, I don't have an answer for it, obviously. I can't tell you anything about it. I don't know why they would, push it down the road or whatever it is. Or maybe it was misinterpreted. I don't know. I don't have an answer. But I don't think they want the company not to succeed. I don't think they want the apes to lose. I don't think that's it. I think it just extends the timeline. But I'm standing by it, man. Numbers don't lie. Numbers don't lie. I just can't believe anything else other than AMC is going to do what it's going to do. And I'm going to stand by that until either AMC does what it's going to do or my YouTube channel goes down in history as the biggest joke of all time. I'm going to stand by the ship until it's freaking done. And I'm going to trust my gut. I'm going to trust my intuition and research and the data and all the research that all the apes have done. And I'm going to trust the fact that Adam Aaron and the company have proved themselves, you know? That's all I can say. And I know my history makes it look bad. I mean, I trusted freaking Jordan Belfort to put on a good interview for everybody. And I think that I brought value from that. Like, I can learn things from it. But obviously, you know, it has bit me in the butt before to be overly trusting. But I trusted, you know? That's all that it is. I appreciate the love, guys. I don't know. I'm going to take a second. I'm going to go get a drink of water. I'm going to go use the bathroom. I got to recollect myself. I got a little bit flustered, but I'll be right back. Lamp, hold down the fort. It shouldn't take me too long. Just give me a sec. I want to tweet something out. There are things we can control within AMC and things we cannot. I take pride in the ape community and the power, positivity, message, and legacy that we are writing in the history books. Controlling the things we can control and speaking against what we cannot. I'm going to say about. We need each other. All right, I'm going to say this: apes together strong. I will stand by my conviction in AMC 10,000% until this moons or it hits $0. There's no in between. There's no other option for me. All right, that's as much as I want to say about that. Matt says he's calling me. I'll text him quick. All right. So I gotta be honest with you guys. I don't feel like I'm gonna give you my best self if I continue the stream right now. And it's not even like I'm not even bummed about the news. Like, obviously, we're disappointed we're not gonna have an answer that soon, but I really just want what's best for everybody, you know, the apes. And I hope people will give some time to think about everything, but maybe I'll come back in a while, but I'm just not going to give you guys what you want right now. I don't know. My apologies. To everybody that dropped the super chat, I appreciate it. It means a lot to me. You don't have to do it. I'd much rather you buy AMC stock or whatever, but yeah, I don't know. Sorry, everybody. I'll be back. Appreciate it. Much love.